Just Justin.
Yes, I am
Justin.
here.
Oh, I'm calling your name and I can't hear you.
Well, because
Justin,
I
what the
was
fuck was that? What the
because
fuck was that,
I
Justin?
was getting ready to post like, "Yo, we live."
Justin, what the hell was that?
I don't know what that was. That was a tragedy. First off, that was malarkey. That was
Justin.
Cody Hogan at his finest because that was some Hulk Hogan level finish of that was neatly done, but like, huh? Huh. I love the punt though. I love Rangers just saying fuck it. I'm giving you CTE right now, but
I'm just like I thought we were going to be done. Literally.
so that main event went as long as all three women's matches combined to get that ending.
Meeks? Is Meeks on?
She is now. Like,
Siendo's gonna join us too.
hey
Um,
man, the more the merrier. For those listening right now, welcome to the WrestleMania pre-show, WrestleMania Saturday. We are here live reacting to everything that we watched from night one because there is a lot to unpack from tonight. Obvi-
First of all, Megs, we not giving nobody flowers. We not singing. Okay, I see you. We not doing none of
well,
that.
we are giving someone flowers, just not that person. There are flowers to be given tonight, just
Oh my god.
not that bloody specimen of a champion. No.
Okay, let's just run through the whole gamut. Okay, I have to say I was a little bit shocked because Sienna was here and she pointed out that it was 8:45 and it was 8:45 and we were halfway through the show. Almost halfway through the show. It felt like those matches were like literally running through all these matches like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like
So I will tell you this for a fact because I have Wikipedia up. Only three matches went over 10 minutes. And you
what
could take
matches
a
were those?
Jacob and Drew went 14 minutes 10 seconds.
Jacob and Drew
Gun-
14 minutes.
Gunther and Seth just under 16 minutes.
Gunther and Seth 16 minutes.
Cody and Randy 23 minutes. And that
Cody
doesn't
and Randy got
include
23 minutes,
the after match stuff.
which is like 25, maybe 30.
Every single women's match got 9 minutes or less. And that also includes the Vision and Usos, which went the shortest tonight at just over 7 minutes.
Okay. So I
So
I
yeah,
just think
they sprinted through this card tonight.
why do you think they sprinted through the card?
Well, I think to get to this main event because it's Cody Rhodes, it's Randy Orton, it's two guys who wrestle slow, methodical matches. Like they don't sprint in any of their matches. Everything is slow, meticulous. It's going to make sense at the end, with the exception of tonight. But because it's them two, and you gotta remember, Cody has long ass entrance. Randy has an entrance that everyone loves to sing his song. So that probably adds another 10 minutes to the match. And then the post match shenanigans. Oh, look at that. Cody's limping to the back. They're showing him right now, going to the back now. He's just that's your champion. That's your champion. So yeah, so the main event probably took all in all close to about 40 minutes total.
40 minutes. Okay.
Because you gotta
All
include
right,
entrances, the
let's just
matches,
run
the
through the
post
first.
show.
Yeah, let's just run through the first. The like the front of the show, like from the beginning to top to end.
All right.
Um
The Vision and Speed versus the Usos and adopted LA Knight.
um the match did what it was supposed to do. That match did exactly what it's supposed to do, which was protect the influencer, right? It was be entertaining, and it did that. I think I don't think Siendo liked it. I think she was avoiding it. So she winded up missing that match by the
Yep.
time she got
Didn't need to
got
see
here.
it. Didn't need to see it at all.
But I think that match did exactly what it was supposed to do. Um I appreciate the ending. I was shocked that they would have allowed him to do it like that cuz he's so small, but I don't think like that's just me as a person looking at, his body build and having him jump all the way from the top like that. That scared me a little bit, but it did exactly what it's supposed to do. It did. Meeks,
Child, it was fun. First of all, hey y'all.
hey
Hello
y'all.
everybody.
Hello.
It was fine for what it was. It did exactly what I thought it was gonna do. I did not expect a lot from it, not because of the people that were in it, but because it was opening. It is kind of what it is, and it wasn't one of the heavier, feuds on the card. So it did what it was supposed to do. It was fine. It was fine.
Yeah, yeah. I was okay with it. I honestly I was okay with it. But yeah. Um
I
we're just
will.
gonna run through
I will
each
say
one
one
real quick
thing.
and then tap in everybody. Go
I will
ahead.
say one thing right quick. Seeing showing speed next to all these wrestlers just lets you know what a normal human being looks like and what WWE wrestlers look like.
Yeah,
Because like Speed's not a he's not a small guy, but then you gotta remember like the Usos aren't small. LA Knight's like broad, like Logan Paul's tall. Austin Theory's not small, and it's just like there's regular human being people like Speed, and then there's actual like this is what the WWE universe wrestlers look like, and it's just like now you see like that larger than life in real person format.
right.
Which is also crazy because Speed, for being a regular human being, is hella athletic and more athletic than a lot of people. So
Yeah,
if that's what he looks like compared to them,
Oh
child,
yeah,
it's a whole bunch of people that ain't got no hope,
that man is
you
like what
know?
5'8", but has like the speed and athleticism. He's got Logan Paul's athleticism, but faster.
right.
He he jumped over a car like Kobe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he's
We're
he's
just
he's an
He
gonna
athletic freak,
definitely
but
did.
that match we're talking longer than the match win itself, which tells you all
right,
you need to know right there.
right.
Ne-
Okay, what was the
next
next one?
up, Jacob and Drew in an unsanctioned match.
Did what it was supposed to do.
This
I
felt
feel
like
like
a
I
this felt like
probably
a WrestleMania match.
yes. I thought I was gonna see blood though.
Yeah, it could have been a little bit more unsanctioned. There was enough blood.
It was definitely a little bit limited. I definitely expected a little more, like you said, a little less sanctions. But, Jacob looked good
Yes.
and Drew always loses,
Yeah,
so I'm fine with that.
you already know.
You know,
But Drew
but
looks
wait,
good
wait, wait.
in losing though. Drew looks good in
He
the
does.
L.
He does go look good in losing, and I think I said that right, Sandra. I was just like,
You did.
Drew does
You
a
did.
really good
He
job
could
of
afford to
putting
go
people
out.
over.
He can go out. He could afford to go out for a while.
Yeah,
I'll be really honest.
yeah,
Like this was his opportunity to go out for a while, and he took it and he gave it to Jacob the way it needed to be given to. But also, you have to think about the way this match came about. We went from being upset to how Drew lost to being like, okay, at least he's got something.
yeah,
Like this was the something that it tied into perfectly the buildup was one of the only buildups that made sense. Like this was bound to happen, and it happened at WrestleMania. So, like I said, it could have been a little bit more unsanctioned. Somebody can, we seen Drew throw thumbtacks on beads on the floor,
right.
but it did what it was supposed to do for our opener.
Yeah,
It gave people a taste that were watching on ESPN what they need to see.
yeah, yeah,
And I think that's probably why they went tame and not as much like blood and like how as far as they could have went because of that first hour is on ESPN too.
yeah,
So it's probably like ESPN's like, all right, we can't have you going crazy with like making it look like Saw 3 with all like the blood and the gore. Like
yeah.
there's
I
got to be
get.
a limit
Yeah,
to this if we're gonna be
yeah,
showing
yeah,
this for free.
yeah.
But
Okay.
meanwhile, WWE versus ESPN, that's another story.
Listen, we don't got enough
Child,
time for
that's
all
second
that.
to WWE versus WWE because they be at war with their damn self half the time. I be like, what is going
That's
on?
right.
All,
That's
all
right.
I know is we staying with Andreas Hill, man.
That's
We
right.
know why they didn't want him to rate this show from what
Oh,
we've seen, but
oh,
we'll
no,
carry on.
knowing how
Carry, yeah,
he
exactly.
is,
Yeah,
that would have
we
been a
carry
hard
on.
scene, and they would not have liked that. All right,
Hmm.
I'm keeping my mouth closed. Y'all go ahead.
That's
What's the
right.
next match?
That's right. That's right.
now,
Yeah,
That's
next.
right. Next.
now let's not close mouths. Let's open mouths because now we're at to the women's fatal four way tag team match.
Don't piss me off. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go
No, no,
ahead.
The
no, Meeks. You gotta
the
get. You
the
can't
the
say something like
quote
that.
the quote unquote surprise return of Paige, filling
Okay.
First
in
of all, and then
for.
let's stop Michael Cole from being that person that goes, the rumors are true. Where I can't believe
This
this.
is the
The
best
dude,
kept
it was
secret.
leaked. It was leaked at
Nobody knew.
it was 7 a.m. leaked on the specific time.
Oh
There's no
my
way you did not
god.
know.
Wait, he
We
was
Pretty
got the
saying that
news
much.
here
on
at 2 o'clock.
commentary.
Let's stop.
Yes, he did. He said something to the effect of, "This much nobody knew she was coming." I was
All
like,
right,
"What?"
so I'm not gonna lie, I had the volume down a lot with WrestleMania
Okay.
because this happened at the same time as the Knicks playoff game.
Oh yeah, we had the same thing
So
going on here too. Yep.
I was not listening to commentary in case they were doing some bullshit.
You're right.
And this is
So
probably one of those things that
Meeks.
I did miss.
So Meeks, what you can't say something like that. You can't say because I had a different feeling, Meeks. Meeks, I kind of was just like it touched me and Siendo. We were like, wow, like it
They
kept
owed her.
she's
She
been
got to
saying
get it
that
back
all
in
night.
blood.
She's been saying everybody owes WWE owes everybody all night. She's been saying this shit.
Speaking
But
of Paige, she's on right now doing the
Yeah, she
post
is.
show with
And that's why it's muted. Um,
tell us, tell us, tell us.
I could give two fucks. When that girl came out there on them goddamn crutches, that should have been the game time decision to keep them titles on Nia and Lash. Because you wanted a Bella payoff. I don't give a fuck what
Mm,
you wanted from that pale ass lady. Y'all can love Paige all y'all want to. Her husband ain't shit, and she ain't shit. She still ain't wrestling great, and it was irritating for me. Everybody has been here building this motherfucking story, getting their ass kicked for 2.5 months, for her to come in here today and win the match. If
mm,
they owe anybody, they owe them women that put their bodies on the line to build this shit up.
You know what?
Paige could have
you
absolutely
know,
been Becky Lynch's next, going down the line or whatever. Or, there's places you could have put her.
Right.
you're
This
right.
didn't need to happen for me. But
Mm,
if y'all like it, I love it. I'm mine. I don't love it, but if y'all like it, I love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I it tugged on my heartstrings. It did. Um, I'm not a Page fan, but the one thing I will say is that WWE the lead up might be some bullshit, but once they get to the stop, it's fanfare, and they always seem to know how to touch those sentiments that they're looking for, and this felt good. It on the screen, it felt good. Her music hit. We even us knowing that it was her, it felt good. Like I felt something. Um Teared up a little bit even. Like and I'm not a fan, but I think that's what they look for. That's what they look to do. And I didn't expect them to give them the belt. Literally did not. But I've gone on record saying that I kind of feel like this iteration of WWE, this era of WWE feels like they're giving out participation awards. And I don't think that it's fair. It's just like you said. We've
you
got
get an
these people
A for
that have
effort.
built, yeah, like you got these people that have built the brand up from the pandemic to now. Like, and it's not just Roman, it's all of them. And these people come back and it's like they're being coddled to, they're being catered to. And it's weird. It's jarring to see, but for some reason, this this one tugged at my heartstrings. It did. And I'm not a fan, but it did.
I also think, to piggyback on what you're saying too, you have to think about a lot of messed up things that happened in the Vince era is what Triple H has seen. And I feel like we're at the point where now he's tugging on the emotional heartstrings of like, why did Paige leave? Why what if she gets to come back? We really want her back. Why did AJ have to leave? She shouldn't have left. We want her back. Oh, Punk came back. Now we get to have what we could have had when he was there. I think he's tugging on a lot of nostalgic what ifs, and Paige is one of those what ifs. Like, because Homegirl, let's think about her situation. broken neck, wasn't her fault. It happens in wrestling. Accidents happen. We were blaming one specific person for the whole thing. A lot of fans were. If you looked at the internet, if you looked at formerly Twitter at the time that whole thing happened, it was horrible. Like people were blaming each other, and she tried her hardest to listen. I can't be a part of the first Royal Rumble because of this, but it was like her career's ended and she was young. So it's like you go, you leave, you do this thing that another person did where they go to a different company and it turns out like, oh, maybe I have a second chance. Let's just try. And now you got to, but at the same time, when you leave, you're going to come home. The kids
Yeah,
come home, they miss you.
that do.
You got to give people the ending of the what if has to end somewhere. And at this point, for a lot of the people that didn't get to finish their career properly, because Nikki Bella went through the same thing. Homegirl had to give up her title because she did a move that messed up her neck. So a lot of that emotional heartstring is the oh, what if they could have stayed? And that's what they're playing on. And it's working because that pop wasn't fake. It was real.
Yeah, but I think
Oh
where
yeah,
we
no, y'all
are,
can, y'all can love it. It
that,
don't
right,
change nothing for me. I still don't give a shit, but good for her. I mean, I get what you're saying, and I absolutely get what you're saying, but there are wrongs that are older than theirs that can be fixed if we're gonna talk about, fixing wrongs. We ain't gotta get into that right now.
right,
Me and you can do a whole nother,
right,
episode on that shit later. But
right.
for
But
me,
we
it's
could,
just
Agreed.
like,
but
yeah,
wronging,
yeah,
but
yeah. And I
wrongs,
agree. I get it. I get it. I just don't like it,
but
if that
Mhm.
makes
wrongs,
sense.
but wrongs needs to translate to the bottom dollar because right now the product is struggling. So
Oh
we can
yeah.
It
have a
is.
moment,
It is.
we can have a moment, but is that moment gonna last? Okay. Yeah,
They're hoping so.
you tugged on my heartstrings, but I might not feel the same way on Monday.
Yeah, they're hoping
Mm.
so.
And that's
And we're
gonna
gonna find
Mhm.
be
out in the coming weeks. We're gonna
and that's
find
gonna be
out.
the difference because they did the exact same thing they did last year, where Bailey was quote unquote injured. They had a last minute fill in. That was Becky Lynch's return. Becky and Lyra win the tag team titles and then drop them Monday night. So we gotta see what the follow up is. It's just you're running this back for a second straight year. It's just now it's Paige in that spot over Becky, and we always knew Becky
Paige
was gonna
and
come
Brie.
back. Yeah, it's Paige and Brie, but remember, Paige retired WrestleMania 34 weekend, so this is 8 years she's been gone from WWE television and stuff like that. So we'll
I don't
see. Not
know.
to mention, Nikki posted a video of her foot, so that thing looked gnarly. She was like, "This is why I can't wrestle. I fractured it, I sprained it, I did all types of shit to this ankle, and that's
Mm,
not a pretty looking ankle." So
okay.
this, she's like, "Yeah, there's no way in hell I was getting cleared."
Right.
But it's like I said, like once I put this in the group chat, like once Paige came out, I was like, yeah, they're not losing. But with respect to Bailey and Lyra, who's eating every single pin in this build
I just
up,
don't get why. I just don't get why they can't lose. That's another thing. Like, why can't people lose that just came back or that are because they feel like nostalgia acts. I'm gonna say it.
because
They feel like nostalgia acts.
but in the world of WWE, they care about the moments than logic booking and like
Okay.
wrestling logic. So they're
Okay.
like, if we're bringing Paige back, we want her to get that pop, but we want her to win. We don't want her to take a L the same night. Just like with Becky last year. Like we're not gonna cash this in and have her lose too. Like that would be stupid. Give us the
But Becky's
moment.
different. Becky's different.
Becky's in a different
And I can't even
circumstance.
believe it. I'm saying this about Becky Lynch.
Yeah, but I'm saying they did the same thing last year.
Yeah. Okay.
They
All
just
right.
copy paste.
Next
Eh,
one.
Next one is dun, 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 dun. Speaking of Becky Lynch and AJ Lee for the women's
Oh my
intercontinental
God.
championship.
This match was so sloppy.
It was
Ugh.
what it was, but the problem was there was more stuff with Becky and Jessica than Becky and AJ. And AJ's your
Yeah.
champion.
So what comes out of that, right? So
Yeah.
what comes out of that?
If it doesn't lead to Jessica throwing hands with Becky Lynch, then what are we doing this for?
Not only that, but like, is this the extent of AJ Lee's return?
I believe it is. I believe she was part time. And so I think because if we are believing the rumors, and I'm not a big fan of the rumor mill, but if we're believing the rumors, people are about to take some breaks. And I feel like she's on that list. I feel like
Mm.
if she comes back, it'll be maybe a SummerSlam or whatever.
Yeah,
But
she can't do it for long.
yeah,
With
this
her
might
injuries
be the
too, she
extent
can't.
of it. Yeah, I think
Hmm.
so. I think
But
it
I
is.
mean, if I grade the whole thing from top to bottom, it was sloppy. It was, and it's And me and Mimi had said, and she was like, it's so sloppy. And I said, you have to compare someone who's had 15-minute Iron Woman matches to somebody who used to wrestle for 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And the match was 8 minutes and 35 minutes. So if you compare the two, it was Becky having to make it work around. And it's not to knock AJ Lee. Listen, you tugged on my heartstrings too. Walking out there with your nieces and a whole bunch of little girls that you aspired to skip
She
like you
took
used to
it.
back in the day.
She and
I
what I
get it.
say and what
I
I
get it, and
say.
she took it from Bianca, but hell, it did what it did what it was supposed to do for the nostalgia. She took it from Bianca, 100%. Um,
But
but
do your
that's
own thing. Do your own
do your own
thing.
thing. I mean, but she did inspire a generation. Listen, she is your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler, like that, and that's her motto. That's it. I don't know about her being, Becky's daughter's favorite wrestler. That's questionable. That was to piss Becky off. But at the same time, like I said, I wasn't gonna. A lot of people were saying expect for it to be the worst match of the night because, like, you have to think about when AJ wrestled, it wasn't that much opportunity for her to go long. I think her longest match to record is 10 minutes. And that was when she had her championship with Caitlyn. Even her first title defense at WrestleMania, I think that was only 5 minutes. And that was after the lose. When did that happen? I think, was it 30, Justin, when it was the streak was over and they had to go on like right after? Or was that a different WrestleMania?
That was 30. That was right after Undertaker and Brock
Yeah.
broke the streak, and then they were gonna cancel the Vicky Guerrero Invitational and then at the last minute they're like, "We can't cancel a women's match for the second straight year. We're throwing you guys on, but you're only getting 5 minutes."
Yeah. So
Mm.
you're talking about somebody who's used to that format of wrestling versus Becky Lynch. We've seen Becky Lynch wrestle anywhere from an hour to at least 35 minutes, child. I mean, her longest record match today also at 35 minutes. And I think it was her versus I can't remember who was her versus. It was like an NXT match or something. She had a really long match. So it's somebody working with somebody whose experience in the ring is as rusty as like it's if I was to see Seth Rollins like fight Bob Backlund, it's gonna get two different styles, but they made it work. It was sloppy, yes, but at the same time, all the cards pointing to Becky. Becky was gonna get that belt back no matter what. Yes, she had to cheat because she had to wrap it up, but you expect more to come from what's next with Becky than you would what next comes next from AJ Lee. I don't know what's gonna happen with AJ Lee. Like Meek said, I think she's on those lists that takes breaks. I think this is more exciting to see what Becky could do as a three-time Intercontinental Champion.
Hmm.
They
I'm gonna
need
be
to do
honest with
something with
y'all.
that belt.
They do, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Putting it on Becky is not gonna do it.
No.
And also, we are not gonna act like, um, and you weren't saying this, sis. So I'm not saying you were, but I am going to also say both people in that match was sloppy
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
because
Yes.
Becky
Yes.
is not. I know y'all love her, and I don't
I
hate
don't.
her, but she is not the wrestler that people try to convince you that
No,
she
she's
I listen,
not.
is.
she
She's
listen,
She is
not.
listen, she's
She's
not.
not.
not. But
I
I
don't
was
care for
She
her.
does what
entertained.
she's
I was at.
supposed
Lately,
to
She
do,
does, but I was
but
lately
entertained
she's
this
been
babe,
run.
entertaining.
I was entertained this
Lately
babe,
run.
she's been entertaining.
yeah.
She
So
sounds like T and P. But lately, no, I haven't. I have to me, they call her Becky Hogan, but they slapped Hogan on everybody who's accomplished the top of what they can top. So that whole Hogan thing, or we're gonna see a Becky Hogan, like you guys were gonna say you're gonna see AJ Hogan if she had won that belt. They weren't gonna be happy with the result either way. It was just people were really just watching the match. Like I said, people thought it was gonna be the worst match of the night anyway, and it was really sloppy, like really, really sloppy on both parts but to give credit where it's due, it was because one person had to work around somebody that is rusty. AJ only had one title defense the whole time.
Hmm.
How you going to work with somebody like that? You got to
Yeah.
make it work somehow on the biggest stage.
Yep.
Cal.
Piece of the Calgorithm.
Good evening,
Good
and
evening.
happy WrestleMania Day One to everybody who's around. Um, it ain't even this deep. It really ain't this deep. If AJ is going on vacation and CM Punk is going on vacation, she had to drop the title. But I think also if Cody Rhodes was winning, which he did, all them titles is up for grabs. It ain't even that serious because Cody Rhodes was winning the title or was keeping his title at the end of the night.
It's serious
That's
for
what it
me. It's
is.
serious for me.
Yeah, Mimi, you were Army of One on that one, and I love it. I respect it. The flip side is, I also think that's also plays into why Paige and Bree won the titles because at some point, I mean we I've heard y'all talk about it. I've only been on for a little bit. I've heard y'all talk a lot about AJ and her era. when I saw Paige, that was immediately what I thought because that was
Her
the feud
era.
of that
Yes,
era. So
yes.
at a certain point, and I mean, I think they've not done what I'm about to say with AJ, but I think what they're probably doing right now is getting Paige reacclimated to the WWE style. It's been 8 years, 10 years, whatever the case may be. She's going to have to be in there and do enough to not Becky a match with AJ Lee, but be able to go in there with AJ Lee and have the match that they need to have to start spark the nostalgia that people had before the end of the Divas era, like that. But that match is happening, but they need time to let that thing go because at some point one of them's got to be the heel, whether that's SummerSlam or whatever the case may be. So y'all gonna get all the matches that y'all love and want from this nostalgia. It clearly don't sound like it's gonna be good matches, but hey, I'm just waiting for Trick Williams, so I'm gonna be quiet. Y'all talk.
I
Y'all
don't
I
talk.
I
know.
just
just
want to
want you to
say
stop saying y'all because I just need to be
one
sure that
Right,
I'm
right,
not
one more
speaking for
I,
thing.
I
y'all.
said no. I said y'all. I said y'all. I said what I said.
right.
Because I said what
Not
I said.
me.
So, hey,
You ain't bullying me, Meeks. I said what I
yeah,
said.
I'm just driving the
we
car and
out of
y'all
it.
just fighting in the back seat.
Can I
Right.
just say one more thing before we move on
Yep.
to our next match? And I said this to Mimi, and I'm gonna say it again because I put it on. I put it on here. If y'all don't stop bringing these childrens out on y'all interests and losing, I'm calling CPS because I'm tired. The same it happens with John. It happened with Bianca, and it happened with AJ. Stop emotionally traumatizing these children by in these entrances by making them think, "Oh my God, we're going out with the winning team," and then you lose. I'm tired. I'm
You see that
tired.
one little girl in AJ's entrance that
That
ran
was
back
her
to
niece.
Gorilla? She's like,
That was her sister's
I ain't down
daughter,
with
and she was
this.
like, "I'm not having
Nope.
this."
My
That
name's
was her
Paul. That's
niece.
between y'all. Bye.
Just stop doing it. I'm calling CPS. I'm opening a GoFundMe
I
for the
can't.
therapy of these
I
children.
can't. I
Stop.
can't. I can't.
And that's all I got to say on that. What's the next match?
Next match is Gunther and Seth Rollins.
I was
15 minutes,
surprised.
45 seconds. We get the return of Braun Breaker. Yay.
I wasn't. Krista B said that was going to happen.
Well, at least
Braun
Braun
Breaker.
looked his normal skin tone and he
Oh
didn't
my
look like he
god.
was spray tanning at Ross Geller's salon. Like he
Let
looked
me
his
tell
normal skin
you.
tone for once. Thank
Let me
you.
tell you, that run was better than that spear.
That
Cause
spear
I
was
was like,
that spear
what
was
is going
flaccid.
on? And I think that's always been my issue. Oh
Nope,
God.
nope,
Oh God.
nope.
Oh God.
Stop.
Oh
Nope,
Lord.
Uh-oh.
nope.
Is that
Quick,
Corey's music
quick,
I hear
quick,
running in?
Hi,
Speaking
quick.
of running in,
Corey.
hi
Let me,
Corey.
let me tell you something. Hey. Who won the main event?
Tell us something.
I just need to know who won the main event.
Mute
Who
A
won?
mute his
fraud.
mic.
We're
Mute
not
his
even there
mic.
A
yet.
Mute his
fraud.
mic.
We're not
Who
even
who
there
who
Mute
yet.
who,
his mic.
You
who's
jumping
the
ahead,
WWE champ?
Corey.
Mute his
Uh-uh.
mic.
No, no.
Mute
You
his
jumping ahead,
mic.
Corey.
Who's the champion?
Mute his mic.
At least let us get there before you start talking the
Right.
big shit.
Jesus.
Just jump to the
Jesus.
front of the
That's the
line.
first
That
time I've
man
had
came
to
in
hit
with a
that mute
chair in his
everyone.
hand. I'm
Like,
sick of this
wait a
shit.
damn minute. I know Corey's running in, but god damn, you coming in 100 miles an hour. Slow
A
down.
hundred.
We
A
need
hundred.
you to.
Did you even get out the stadium yet? Did you come down the escalators?
According to
Shit.
that
We
echo, he is barely out the front
like
door.
Corey,
Okay.
relax. We need you to be as flaccid as Braun Breaker's spear because what the
Oh
hell was
shit.
that? Yeah,
Listen.
you had
Mm-mm.
one job. I get it. He didn't want to tear Seth Rollins in two because Seth is, Mr. Glass sometimes. But goddamn, dude,
Yeah, that I mean, listen, I said it. I've said it before. They gonna push this boy on us. I'm not with it. He's not booked for me. It is what it is. He's booked for the Bro Bros and let them have it. But I thought this match was good. I thought
Yo,
this match was good.
I'm glad.
I
I'm
thought
glad.
this match was I it was more than I expected to be. Um I liked it. That's it. No notes, really. I thought it was good. That's
very
it.
solid
Listen,
match.
the
The
way
ending
Let, let,
was
the way I
was.
jumped up out my seat when Braun came up, I said that boy wasn't going to sit home with his recovering hernia. Where are you? And then he just out of nowhere,
Mm,
just like his uncle.
mm.
It did what it was supposed to do.
Yep.
It
And
it did what it was supposed to do.
Yep.
it made
To make
perfect
Gunther
sense,
lose, to make Gunther go 1-3 would have been pointless for him to retire John Cena. How you make him lose after retiring John Cena and AJ Styles? That would have been disrespectful, in my opinion. Is enough slap in the face going on in the event that would have been a bigger slap in the face.
Yeah.
Because you can't build Gunther from that. You can't build him after you make him retire this person. You kill the career of this person. He loses at WrestleMania. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
It had to go down that way.
And it made
Had to.
sense. Seth ruined Braun's Royal Rumble. So Braun just brought the receipt and was like, I'm ruining your WrestleMania.
I
At least there was some
guess.
continuity in it.
I guess.
It was a continuation, which
Meeks.
is what has been lacking.
Meeks.
It was fine. Only question I have is, was the blackout context because the vision is now blind? Is we done with this shit? Cause I'm so sick of
We're
y'all
not.
not giving them no goddamn
It's
glasses.
not
It
done.
hasn't
I'm
been
We're not.
sorry.
It's
astigmatism.
not.
The LASIK, like it needs to be over. It's
It's not
It's
done.
done.
You
It's
don't
not.
like that? It's
done.
giving Matrix with the glasses?
No. That was great.
That
But no, the
entrance
match was
did what it
fine.
was supposed to do.
His
Yeah, it
entrance
was
was
fine.
good. But yeah, it's not done. They gonna
It
until
was
this
great.
boy gets over. Until this boy gets over, we gonna have to deal with this.
It
But anyway,
was.
okay, let's take a break. Let's take a little bit of a break from the rundown. And Corey is in the building. So Corey, I
Or
would like
Corey, outside?
you.
Are you in the building? You outside the building? You walking? What we doing?
Outside building.
Yeah.
No, I'm outside.
How was it? How was tell us?
I'm
Tell
walking.
us. Tell us.
Yeah, no, it was really 50,000 in there. It's a lot of people here. It really
Okay.
is. Good
Mm-hmm.
vibe, good vibe. People were really
Mm-hmm.
into
Mm-hmm.
it. I mean, you weren't. I think it was more so. I think people were
Oh
expecting
boy.
one thing, and I think it was a pleasant surprise type of situation. The night was really good. It's 7:30 now. I still have a whole night
I was
ahead of me.
about to say they sprinted through this. We're
Do whatever
10:30 Eastern, so that's 7:30 your guys' time.
I
Oh, he's breaking up.
love this out here.
You
Like
breaking up, Corey.
for this time,
Well, we know that.
Corey, you're breaking up.
being out
Corey. Yeah, we lost him.
at 7:30,
He can't
He in
hear
the
us.
I can go
desert. There's no service.
change
And we know that Wi-Fi shy. Look at that
clothes,
Drew
do everything
McIntyre video that he put out.
He can't
that
hear
I need.
us. I gotta mute him.
Like
Let
I'm
me text him.
good.
Can he hear us?
It
Can you hear us, Corey?
Yeah, no, I don't think he can hear us.
No, he
I mean,
can't.
if he's outside the building where they're doing the
it,
pre-show right now, there's still like thousands of people
it
still huddled around Allegiant.
did.
Is he all right?
Up.
Yeah, we lost him.
Oh, oh, oh. Okay,
Yeah, we may
okay,
have
all
lost
right.
him, but
Anyway,
when family wants the mic, family gets the mic.
right,
What's up, Math?
math.
Mr. Mathematics? Would you like a word?
At least our commercials are better
The
than the
right-
one that kept showing me. Like, goddamn. Can I get into the fact that first of all, I know Math and Cal probably know. When was the last time you ever saw M Dog 2020 in an ad? That threw
Yo,
me
my little
off.
sister screamed
Yo,
from the kitchen,
Bruh.
"It's me 2020."
yo, when I tell you, I said to my and I said to
oh
Mimi, I
shit!
said, that is the corner store bootleg liquor. Why is it at WrestleMania? Why is it here? Is that a recession indicator that we're taking sponsorships
From Mad
from
Dog,
From the
from
bodega.
from
1099
the
liquor,
bodega.
from bodega liquor, from the
Malt
after
liquor.
from
Girl,
the
got the nerve to
after
have a
10 p.m.
seltzer.
because it's legal to
I
serve
don't
liquor. That's what we're
I
doing.
don't like this elitism. First of
Someone gotta
all,
keep it real.
I just want to
You don't like
listen.
from the nigga that drink privilege. I'm
Right.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to
Hey,
say
yo.
this, and then I'm
Go.
gone.
Mm-hmm.
Montez Ford will pay for these war crimes.
All
Against
right, nigga. Don't
humanity.
even let us get
Against
there.
humanity.
They
Oh,
just
God.
be jumping a
we haven't
line.
No,
got
he
there
gonna pay
yet,
for
but
these crimes.
No, he's not.
I'm
He
out of
I
said
mean
here.
he won't
I'm
too.
out of here.
he
That's
he
all he
needed
has
something
to
to do
say.
for a year, and
He
apparently
can do what he want us
He
to
needed something
Right.
to
And
do?
do,
and
and
you know
that
what?
thing
And
that
you
he
know what's
did
so
was
funny,
Bianca.
Justin? And you know what's so funny? And Mimi could attest. Miguel sat on this couch and said, "I know she wasn't out long with no damn finger." He was
And
like,
I
"No finger put you
know,
out for
I
that long."
know, and I kept saying it. I kept saying it in our other group chat. Like, what? This a finger? This can't be. Like, what?
Nah, it was definitely her finger for a
It
while,
was
but
it was a
then
finger,
it
but it's
was her
like,
finger. We'll
well,
say this: it was her finger until it wasn't.
That's
That's
right.
what we will
yeah,
go
Ooh,
That's
with.
right.
Montez was like, hey, the finger may not be
so it was
working, but
his.
other things are.
It was her finger until it was his finger.
Oh,
Yep.
Hey,
All
hey,
right.
hey.
What's the next match?
He
What's the
said,
next match?
I'll
What's
give
the
you a
next?
KOD.
Because you niggas.
You know what rhymes with KOD? Baby.
I
Justin.
can't. I can't. All right. Wait.
Discipline.
All right. Let's run through real quick so we can let some people in. Go ahead. What's the next one?
Next match. Well, do you want to talk Bianca right quick since we got two
We
matches
save
left?
that for last. Let's save that for last.
All right, we'll save the best for last. So we got Liv and Stephanie for the WWE Women's Championship. Liv is your new women's champion, and all three women's belts changed hands tonight. I don't know if that's a first ever.
Mm,
All
that is
three
the
of
first
them.
ever.
Mm.
I
That
mean,
is
I love
first.
you, Steph, but the momentum, Liv was winning that title, especially that Roxanne came back. It was 3 against 1. You had no backup. Numbers game was not going to be in your favor. It is what it is. At least you put up a valiant fight, and this was solid. This was
Sure did.
solid. I wish it was more animosity because the build was like, oh my god, Cody's eye is fucked up. God
Yes.
damn, Randy,
Good.
that
Carry
boy
that
cannot see out of that
trophy.
eye.
Carry that
Yikes.
trophy.
Yeah, my only thing was I wish there was more animosity because that's how this feud had a lot of animosity. And the match was kind of a little standard, which was just like, damn, I wanted a little bit more like y'all want to like kill each other. I want a little bit
Mm.
more of that in the match, but other than that, this was better than Becky and AJ,
Yep. So I had a feeling it was going to be anyway.
and it just shows the global Liv, man. Liv been putting in work for years. Stephanie, we know was good in the ring. This was good. Right person
Meeks?
Yeah,
won.
I agree. I wish there was more build. I think
Yeah.
that's what was missing.
I think the
The
build that they
animosity was
did,
there.
yeah, I think the build that they did have was low key solid too.
They needed 5 more minutes in the ring. Nine is
Right.
not enough.
I guess, yes.
And,
Okay.
and and that may be a Triple H thing of we may have to go look back to last year's matches too, because like what's up with these short ass matches for the women?
Yeah. I'm not having a Triple H conversation right now. I think that's another story for another day.
We could say that for tomorrow because we still
Yeah.
gotta see how night two plays out. But yep. Anyone else got thoughts on Liv and
Meeks,
Stephanie?
Meeks,
I don't
Cal.
know why you keep calling my
Jersey,
name because you already know what I'm gonna
There
say.
it
You already know what
is.
I'm gonna
There
say.
it is. Cal, how to do it.
I
Jersey did it
Oh
like you knew
God.
Jersey
Oh
would.
God.
That's all I
Oh
I
got to
don't give a
God.
say.
shit about
I
none of
mean,
that,
Oh
Cal. I don't give
God.
a fuck about
see,
none
that's
of that.
deep.
I'm
That's
not gonna
deep.
lie to you.
That's
I
deep.
don't give.
Let
If
me
a
let me
rat had
shout
an
out when
ass, you couldn't
MPX is
pay me
doing
to
their
give
thing
it
in
to me.
Texas again, and the Texas people doing their shit. I can't. Niggas
I
can't
don't
have
care
nothing.
nothing
Y'all
about
got it.
that.
Y'all got it.
It ain't even about that for me. It ain't about where she's from. It ain't about none of that for me. I just don't care for that girl. She just does not do it for me. I love
It
Gianna as a
doesn't.
person. The theme song is ass. The wrestling is still mid. The fucking outfit was it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. It was what it was. I mean, we knew she was gonna win. There was not really a discussion about if Stephanie was going to retain. They didn't give that girl this bald head Britney Spears coded ass theme song to perform at Mania for her to
And
lose.
travel.
Like,
And,
let's be honest.
right
We
on
knew the
cue,
damn
Liv
girl
Morgan's
was
doing the
gonna
Travel.
post
win.
show.
We knew she was
Anyway,
gonna win, and we know exactly what we're gonna get from this
I didn't
reign.
want her to
We're
win.
getting barely legal
Yeah.
live champion. That's what we're getting. Congratulations to y'all if y'all love that.
Ew.
It wasn't for me. Stephanie looked great, beautiful gowns.
Yes. Entrance was
And
That was it.
beautiful.
travel.
That was it.
I would walk into
Mm,
I walk
mm.
into the kitchen singing that song. I was like, and Sandal started laughing. I was like, I now this shit is gonna be stuck in my head because
Yo,
how many times are they gonna play it?
I'm going to annoy everybody at least for 2 days.
They're gonna
I
play for 2 weeks
travel.
before they change it because you know WWE likes changing music.
Stupid.
Yo, oh
Anyway,
my God.
move on.
I mean, if
Next.
we're saving Bianca for last, then it's your main event: Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton for the title. Cody Rhodes retains.
Just to
20 or
update Justin, he popped a blood vessel in his eyelid. That's what it looks like. Because I just walked out there to see
I don't need. We
his
don't need
cut.
them. We don't need the medical. We
oh,
don't
so
need the
that's why
medical
Cody
Oh,
looking
updates.
like that Martin episode where he got beat up.
Yeah, we
yeah.
don't. We don't care. Um.
23 minutes of the
Um.
match time.
Whatever.
I ain't
The
gonna lie.
fucking. The fucking.
Bianca's pregnancy pictures that she posted took up the first third of this match for me because they look fucking
Oh
gorgeous.
yeah,
10
I
10
That
spoke
across
I
the
about
did
that
board.
I
Yes.
did
multiple
not
times.
care about the first third of this damn match, especially
They
that
looked great.
especially
Justin,
the Pat McAfee stuff, which went longer than some of these women's matches. I was like, all right,
Justin,
can we get Pat out of here?
they
It's
took
okay.
10 minutes off of
Pat's
every
gone.
single woman's match to do that crap, and it pissed me off. Like, the match didn't start at least 8 minutes into the entire first main event. And secondly, why? You're supposed to be in behind the booth with Michael talking shit. Why are you out here getting a full entrance?
Because
Why?
the streets needed Jelly Roll for some reason.
Jelly Roll did me a favor, and I was annoyed with Jelly Roll. I am unannoyed with Jelly Roll after he did me a favor. Why are you here? Ho, why is you here?
Mhm.
And he started mimicking Randy in the ring. You like a fucking idiot. You like an idiot. You like Randy's doing his curb stomps. You doing curb stomps. You taking the mic from Alicia. You look stupid. And what I said to me, what I say to you, I said that they sent Pat McAfee out here to talk about all these. TKO sent him out there to talk about all these fans that were bitching and complaining about WrestleMania because that man turned around and said everything that most non-wrestling fans who are annoyed with wrestling fans say. And I bet you behind closed doors, that's probably what they think. So they sent that man out there to do his dirty work because that's what it sounded like. Because you have no other purpose of being in that ring besides that. You look stupid. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of a good 8 minutes. Jelly Roll had to come out there and actually make people cheer for him to go away. And then he shows up again. Why are you here? The story, I'm gonna stand firm in my belief, did not need him. Why did you
Why?
need him? Ted DiBiase sitting out there with a closed case would have did a better job than you. Let's be real.
Oh my God! Why is Corey Graves twerking?
Ciao. See what I mean?
Anyway.
This post show
Um.
is a mess.
Um. Um. I.
Floor is yours, Mimi. Go,
Siendo.
go.
Siendo. Can you hear me?
Yes, go.
I can hear you.
Okay. So Siendo and I see it differently, right? Let me just say, I am not a Pac McAfee fan. Let me repeat, I am not a Pac McAfee fan. However, I think Pac McAfee did not belong in the story, but Pac McAfee did what he was supposed to do in this feud. You guys might not like it, it's coming from the wrong person, but he actually did what he was supposed to do. And the only reason why I say that is because you were sitting there, Cienzo, my brother, it was sitting right there. And what did he say? He was entertained.
Yeah,
He don't
he did
even
say he was
he don't
entertaining.
he was entertained. He was like, yo, he's out here talking mad trash, and he knows who Pat McAfee is, but he didn't even know Pat McAfee was integrated in WWE. He didn't know he had an entrance. He didn't know none of it, and he was sitting in here enjoying every single thing that Pat McAfee did. So if they can do it for if we can experience it in a closed and restricted environment like that, could you imagine other people that don't know anything about Pac McAfee other than that he podcasts on ESPN integrated into this and hearing him talk all this shit and being thoroughly entertained by it? So I think while the wrestling fan did not appreciate it, did not like it, it did not even translate into this story. He did what he was supposed to do, and he actually did it really good. Like even me as a wrestling fan, I was just like, and maybe because I have a marketing lens, but I was entertained by it. I was, and maybe it's because of the hate that I have for Cody. Maybe that's what it is.
The,
I think that is what it
the hate
is.
fuels your
But
heart.
that he tugged at the heartstrings at
I'm
my
done with you.
heartstrings
You
with
done
this.
the heartstrings thing.
I
Well, oh
absolutely
my
loved
God,
it.
I'm not
I
dealing with Mimi.
absolutely loved it.
I'm
I
not dealing with
absolutely
her.
loved it.
Well,
But at the end of the day, he needs to go away now. Like this is good. You did it for the show. They needed to do it for the show because they were in trouble. Creative started super late Even though you have a 20-year legacy to talk about and story to talk about that had all of these legs, you started late. You started super late. So here we are. I'm done.
Well,
We
I will say that I'm not going to talk about the excessive whites of it all. I'm going to focus on the two whites that were actually in the match. Um,
I
I
like that. I like
I
that, Mace.
very very much enjoyed the pace that Randy and Cody wrestled at. I enjoyed the back and forth. I enjoyed how deliberate and slow it felt. If Randy is actually injured, like they were saying, um, the pace definitely was able to keep you locked in without being so slow that somebody looked off. Does that make sense, y'all? I don't know if that's making sense, but
Yep.
It did, but
It does make sense.
in
Yeah,
here, it did, but in here, y'all was saying it was slow
it was
and they
slow.
need to hurry up.
I
But
So
mean, it was long. It was long, but I think it served the purpose. I mean, you have a 20-year legacy that these motherfuckers are fighting out.
yeah,
mhm.
It ain't gonna be longer than Roman and fucking CM Punk's interest is tomorrow. It was
I
fine.
don't know. These two have
It was
long ass
fine.
entrances too.
That's what I said. It's not gonna go longer than their interests alone will tomorrow. Let's be clear. They gonna get that whole last damn near hour. You know,
But did it?
these motherfuckers went 23 minutes. It was
But did it also
fine.
feel long because everything else was sprints?
Maybe.
No, it could have, but it just felt deliberate to me. It felt like there was a purpose for this taking a little longer, as opposed to those matches being shorter. Just felt like it was running, if that makes sense. Like
Mhm.
I feel like it served its 20-year purpose. I feel like everybody got the ass kicking that they deserved. We got a little blood, we got a little drama, we got a ref bump. Okay, great, wonderful. Wrap this shit up and figure out who y'all gonna, fight later. But I feel like it gave what it needed to give for the main event for this night. And I'm saying that specifically like that
Mhm.
because if this was the main event of tomorrow night, it would be watched by other matches on the card.
Yeah.
And it would leave
So I
WrestleMania on a
think it was
very sour
perfect.
note if this was if
So
yeah.
yeah, so I think it was perfect for tonight.
It was a mixed bag. I feel like the sentiment in the and Corey could probably speak better to this. On TV, it translated that the sentiment was a little bit of a mixed bag.
It was.
Um and I didn't know at first. I kind of could sense where the crowd was going, and then towards the end it was like weird. It was like they didn't know what they wanted. Um although I knew what I wanted. But yeah,
I think
Corey. Oh, go ahead.
I think where it stands is that I think with the theme of all the titles changing, people were kind of like ready to see a 15 Randy, and we didn't get that. So like towards the end, it's like, well, damn, that's it. Like we just get Cody. Like when do we get our 15 Randy? And then Randy, I don't know, Randy being Randy. I've never seen people be so excited for a punt in my entire life. Like that was that
But it was
pop.
beautifully executed,
It
friend.
Yes, it
Like
was. It
good
wa-
was
it was a
work.
because it was Randy
masterpiece.
Orton. It
It
was
was
and
a
he
Randy
he didn't
masterpiece.
Orton.
hold back. He cracked the shit out of him.
Yo, his daughter stood up and started clapping. I was like, up, that's how you know that it game changer. We're getting this match again. That's my other thing too. We're gonna get this match again. It's not next month,
Yeah, it's not
tomorrow
backlash in
night. We're getting this
SummerSlam.
match again. It
Yeah, yeah,
can't be
yeah.
done after this. Like the way they ended that match, we're getting this match again. It can't be. It can't end at WrestleMania. It's not going to be a type of WrestleMania ended because, like you said, Meeks, like the history, the 20-year long history behind it. You can't wrap that up at WrestleMania. They need a backlash story. This is the perfect backlash story, in my opinion.
Mm,
This is gonna get another. We're gonna get another match out of this.
mm.
No ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Corey. Oh,
Can you hear us out in the desert?
I don't know. That Wi-Fi was shoddy out there. Well,
That's
yeah,
that
it's
T-Mobile
terrible.
Wi-Fi.
you could tell by the video Drew McIntyre posted. I was like, oh, that Wi-Fi ain't Wi-Fi.
Nope.
Okay, we gonna do okay, so let's let some people in. So we're gonna do
Well, the Bianca of it all.
How far
um
along do you
I'm
guys
trying to
think? But
pretend like
then again, it's
I'm
on
trying to pretend
TV.
it's not happening. I'm trying to pretend it's not
No, can
And
happening.
I just?
them picks
I
say
will one
different.
thing. I want to say is that they did a beautiful job using and having her pregnancy announcement shadow the fact that
Yes.
that crowd was
That the
3,100
Yeah,
less
I
than
didn't
last
care
year.
that
about
the
the
gate
fans
was
until she did
not,
that.
it did not set a record like it always does every year. It
No,
absolutely did not.
it did
Nope.
not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It did. It's 3,000 less than last year on night one. And if night two is the same thing, if they don't do something after, if night two is the same thing, if it doesn't do better than last year or this night before, they have a big problem. And if they don't fix
No, it's
it,
not going to. It's not going to. Tomorrow's not going to do anything better. It's not. Maybe a
then
thousand,
last
maybe.
year,
Yeah, no, it's not. They're behind from last year. They've been behind. They've been -10 every single year. This year they're -20,000 people. So
Damn.
there has to
mm,
be something done. Something needs to get done. What that is, who knows?
and
But
not lowering the tickets a month in advance when people make plans for WrestleMania 6 to 3 months in advance. That's not how this works.
that's
They
right.
can't like fire the whole team. Fire the whole team. I said that. Fire
Yeah,
whoever is behind being like, yeah, do this, do that. Fire them. Let them go. Get some
Well, I'm
interns that understand price value and market value and how people actually paying for vacation and move on.
Well,
Because you,
some of
it's
this falls at the feet of Nick Khan because I was listening to that interview that he was doing with Simmons, and like they're very drawn to these doing these big shows at the West Coast because of the West Coast time, and you can finish early and still do things during the day, and that a lot of these major markets like corporations are now on the West Coast compared to the East Coast, and it's just easier with the weather, and it's like part of this kind is like you guys just love doing Vegas and Cali and shit like this. That's like, all right, there's gonna be their trade off.
yeah,
Well, I'm gonna say this quiet part out loud real quick. Shout out to Bianca Belair for putting the company on her back a fucking
oh
again,
wait,
yep,
again,
and her
saving the night.
goddamn unborn baby
that's right.
being the pop for
That's
y'all's
right.
trash ass numbers.
That's
Some
right.
shit will
Adding
never
adding the damn
fucking change.
onboard fetus into the damn attendance.
He was
had
slick for that.
had goddamn John Cena calling that baby the youngest WWE superstar. God damn it, we can't get a break. But shout out to
Always
Bianca.
working.
Nope.
Always
We love
working.
her. We are wishing nothing but happy, healthy pregnancy, nothing but happy,
Yes.
Yes.
healthy baby.
Amen.
Get up out that lady womb.
Thank
Yep.
Whether she
you.
was ready to tell people or not, we know now. And either you are going to celebrate a healthy baby or shut the fuck up about it, because that's the only two options we got at this point. Because she
That's
pregnant.
right. That's right.
Let
So
the baby
shout
get
out
to
to
14 before you give
Montez.
it an NIL deal.
Like,
That's right.
please, Jesus.
Please.
I can't. I can't. All right, let's let some people in. We're gonna do
Yep.
let's let Corey in first, and then we'll do Megan, and then we'll do Billy.
Sounds good. If you guys want the mic, you know what you need to do. Hit the request line. Corey, you up first.
Corey.
Boots on the ground. Or if anything, we may decide to text and be like, all right, when you get 5 minutes, pop in.
Yeah.
Because what I was seeing from the rest of the press conference was there are people still filing out of that area, and it was kind of like
Okay.
mobbed up. So
Corey, when you can, just tap back in because you are not tapping in. Megan.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
hello.
Hey, babe.
I know Mimi is. I know she hates to see me coming because I kind of warned her earlier.
I'm not looking your way. I'm not looking your way.
Dang. She said, I told you.
What's
But
going? Ooh,
but
you have
I
feedback. You have feedback.
all right. Hold on.
See, look at that. The Lord don't want you to talk good about
That's
Cody
right.
Rhodes.
That's right.
Elon's like, not on my watch.
Don't
That's
do
right.
it. Yeah, I'm gonna get this word out. Okay.
All
Um,
right,
I
spit the
do
gospel.
think that at some point leading up to this Cody and Randy story, I think WWE realized they fucked up. I think they realized they fucked up severely by adding Pat McAfee in this. I always felt that Randy was going to win tonight. I think seeing Cody win, like I believe Meek said, it we knew that at some point we was going to get a rematch. We're going to get a rematch, and that is the match that Randy is going to win because it won't have the interference of Pat McAfee.
Mm,
Um, But I do want to bring up a point, and I think it's leading to the story that people think is going to happen, which is going to be WWE versus TKO. Pat said that we would never see him in WWE again if Orton lost his match tonight. And he
Mm-hmm.
did. Now, maybe I'm correct. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Roman put the same stipulation on his match
Mm-hmm.
against
I know.
CM
I don't
Punk.
think he put it. I think he didn't put it on his match. He just said if he was to lose, then he
It,
thinks his job is done.
it's listed
It's
on
not.
Wiki. If Reigns loses, he will leave WWE. So he
Yeah.
said it.
And I'm wondering if
But not the credible people don't update wikis, right? So because that's not exactly what he said. That's not what he said.
I'm saying, what are the odds that this does lead up to wrestlers making a choice, making a decision? You know, instead of being on the fence, you're either one or the other. You're either a TKO guy or you're a WWE guy. You're either for the money or you're for the love of the sport. And if CM Punk happens to win, I'm still kind of on the fence about that too. I really do not see them putting a WrestleMania win on CM Punk over Roman. But if by some chance they do, like tonight, I do feel like that is what we're leading up to. We're leading up to a split in the company.
A
And
split.
yes,
Unpack that. What do you mean by a split?
just like I said, you're a TKO guy or you're a WWE guy. And
Oh,
they'll
like an
be,
authority versus
yeah.
the
Like the
established.
like the
Like yeah.
invasion angle.
Yes. And I think
Oh.
because even now you having more people, more wrestlers speaking about Pat McAfee being involved in this match. You had Austin Theory to come out and say he didn't like it. You had Damian Priest who kind of touched on it, but he also said he didn't like the idea of Pat being involved in this match. So I feel like they're kind of putting they're planting seeds to let you know what this next big thing is coming, and it's going to be a split in the company. And as Pat also said, that his job would not be done until tomorrow. So I do feel like he has some type of involvement in the CM Punk and Roman match as well. So I do
Mm.
not think it's over for him. I think he will have some type of involvement in that match as well.
Hmm.
Interesting. Damn, gave us something to think about for tomorrow.
But also, I do want to gloat that my champ did win.
Mute
So
her mic.
some playing.
Mute her mic.
His name, bro. Yeah,
You may
right,
be able
right.
to gloat, but I don't think your champion could spell gloat right now, let alone see out of the one eye.
Let alone see it.
He can't see in his other eye,
That's
girl. He got to
okay.
glow
That's okay.
from
He
one
don't need
eye.
me now.
He can glow in 2 weeks
He's
time.
like,
He don't be
Cody,
needing
spell gloat.
me.
CRY.
Can you see the little house,
Can you
Cody?
see the
No, you
letters on the
can't.
board?
Right,
I
exactly.
hear y'all haters, but that's okay though, because he still went home with the goal, and that's what matters,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Hey,
What matters. But
hashtag
yeah,
adrenaline left his soul.
Oh shit. Okay. All right, thank you,
Thank you,
Megs.
Megs. Who's
Billy.
who's next? Billy.
Billy Ray Valentine.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Can you guys hear me
Yep.
okay?
Yes, we can.
All right, what's up? I'm thoroughly entertained right now, by the way.
Thank you for stopping
Very cool.
through. It
Um,
tickles.
Couple of things, man. I thought this was gonna be the pits altogether because I mean the matches weren't anything not that the matches weren't interesting. It was like, there wasn't a proper build for the majority of these matches.
Yep.
So I wasn't invested at all. I just
Right.
watched it because my son wanted to watch. I'm like, all right, let's watch Mania. Um it turned out to be a nice night. Like I think all your criticisms about this stuff are valid. It was entertaining though. Like
Yes.
I hate Pat McAfee. I can't
Mm-hmm.
stand Pat McAfee, and there was no
Mm-hmm.
reason for him to be involved. But it was very entertaining. He
Yeah.
made me laugh several times. That doesn't
Yes.
mean there was rhyme or reason to any of this.
Right.
Like he shouldn't
Right.
have been involved in any way. Mania has been, at least the lead up to Mania has been a mess for several years now. It's just been. I mean, it
When did it
always
start?
seems
When did you see it? When did you see it for you? When, like, what number did you see it for you? That it was kind of like, this feels weird.
when The Rock got involved.
Mm.
The Rock, when Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble and they tried to pull it from him, that wasn't storyline. That was legit. You know,
Yeah.
and that was The Rock getting involved, trying to do The Rock and Roman Reigns. And while that would have been a fantastic match, it wasn't what the people wanted at the time, and it wasn't what the storyline lent itself for. The storyline was, you win the Royal Rumble, he finishes the story. That's what people wanted to see.
Mhm.
And then the next year, something else screwy happened with The Rock, and he got involved. Of course, The Rock is very talented, so he makes stuff entertaining regardless. But it's just the storylines haven't been, fully fleshed out, or they just
Mhm.
turn into a different direction. And I think that's what happened with Randy Orton here.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and fill me in, guys, if I'm saying something out of pocket, right? Because I've been in and
Mhm.
out of
No, no, no.
WWE.
No, no, no,
But
no. We out of pocket. We out of pocket every week here.
This
I
is
This
the
is every
show
week.
that you get out
Mhm.
of pocket,
I was
especially
gonna say, did
tonight.
you hear
This
anything
is
I
that
said?
hour.
Because I was absolutely out of pocket the entire time.
This is
you
wrestling
know,
after dark.
I've been out
Anything
of pocket all
goes.
night.
Yeah.
but with Randy, I don't even think he was supposed to be in the main event. They had given Drew McIntyre the world title for absolutely no reason, and then he lost it again. Like what I don't understand the rationale to any of that.
Damn
Maybe
me.
Mhm.
maybe somebody
You're
can
not
fill me
alone.
in, right? But it was
You're
just
Mhm.
like
not alone.
what happened here? And then they just said, I remember when he won, when Drew won, and I love Drew, but he's not a WrestleMania main event at the moment,
Mhm.
and so I
So
was like, this
can
isn't.
I,
Yeah, go ahead. Shay. What's up?
if you don't mind, just to answer that first part, right? I think the proof is in what Triple H said, and to me, why he continues to open his mouth about this topic, I don't know.
Mhm.
But when they ask him about the future, his response always piggybacks on the current people he has pulling the company's strings together. He literally said that four people, if they were to leave, he has no plan B. That to me is the equivalent of Vince McMahon telling Stone Cold years ago, there's nobody like people like Stone Cold who want to reach for brass rings. It was a way to sound the alarm for some of that talent who I know heard it, to say, oh, okay, what can I do now? And you got people like Drew McIntyre who took a loss that he didn't need to take. I mean, in their eyes, he needed to take it because that world title had to be on the waist of someone at WrestleMania for
Right.
Randy Orton to win and have a point. So that's why that belt got taken off of him. Now, if we're talking about what's Drew's next move, Drew's going to be here a little longer. This is somebody who had the same path as most of them who got released, went home their craft, came back, and is one of the biggest superstars. He is, to me, Drew McIntyre is up there with Punk. He's not up there with Roman, let's be real, not yet. He up there with globally recognized. He's getting there, but he's getting there. They need to save that space for someone who's going to get there. Seth Rollins is getting there. Like, I've seen Seth Rollins outside of wrestling doing, what's he doing now? I think he's doing
He does a
football.
lot of
He's
football
he
stuff and
does a
stuff
lot of
with
stuff. Yeah.
Fox and
Drew has to
Sports.
get to that. Right. Drew's getting to that point because he's doing a movie. Like, they have to start building the plan B. Triple H literally said he has no plan B. This WrestleMania, him getting that belt take off for me, I was like, why are we doing this? But then I look at the bigger picture and I'm like, I could see Drew doing probably another five WrestleManias down the line. Despite his age, I could see him literally doing another five WrestleManias because he still has time. A lot of these guys on the roster, you look at the two main events, I don't know how much time they have. One of them, I don't even think he's going to make it past tomorrow. Let's be real. One of them, he's not. And this is me. I'm a fan. Mimi knows I'm a fan, but I gotta be real about it. I don't know if he's gonna make it till tomorrow. I
Who's
don't.
this?
He could drop that belt tomorrow and
Who's gonna
say,
drop the belt?
"Huh,
Who's gonna drop the belt tomorrow?
Punk, because Punk's literally did everything
Punk."
else.
Well,
We
Punk
Oh,
don't,
are
but we
they
don't
already
know.
they've already said that he's taking time off
no,
after
I
this.
agree.
So
He's gonna he. I mean, Cody
They
Rhodes
said that?
won.
Yeah, the way
him
his
they
wife lost, and
confirmed they confirmed that him and Rhea both, and we all know why if you've been paying attention to why Rhea will be, but they confirmed that both of them will be taking time
See,
off
this is
after
and
where
this.
AJ
they
just
need to
did her
stop
post
letting
interview.
these interviews come out
Yeah,
before the
AJ just
matches.
did. AJ just did her post interview and literally said that this match was like a thank you because she didn't get a chance to say goodbye the first time. I'm reading off of what she said. She said
Hear
and
her?
so the little girl is
Okay.
coming out.
Hmm.
That was for you. And she basically said it's not goodbye, it's seeing you soon, hopefully. She out.
No, of course, she was
Yeah,
never meant
she
to
out.
have a long term run.
Right.
That
And she's
wasn't the
gonna
reason
take
she
her
was.
and I love them both. She's gonna take her husband with her because eh, there's so much packed into it. Roman is another person that just like people like to point out, like, oh, they're the same age. Roman's younger. He has another five WrestleManias in him. Drew, another five. If Cody would stop jumping on that damn knee, he got another three. You got a whole locker room full of people who could do WrestleMania, but you have to build them up. It takes time. If you don't have a plan B and you don't work on that plan B because you're so focused on the nostalgia of it, it's gonna get lost. So with Drew, I'm gonna forgive it because, like I said, I can see five more WrestleManias with him. I can't see another two or another three with a lot of people that are there right now,
Wait, did
and
you
that's
ask him
my
the
take.
question?
I
Did you
mean,
ask him the question?
really, the plan B is the women. Is the problem is they don't book them in those main event spots when it comes to their big four pay per views. Like, how many times have the women dealt with whatever shit they've gotten from creative and they over deliver on these matches? Like we saw it last year where like Bianca, Io, and Rhea
But the
knocked it
people
out the
that should
park.
have over, but the people that should have over delivered in these matches were not booked in these are not booked in these matches.
You're right.
They're not booked in these matches. Like we should have not gotten Oscar versus Io.
You're
That's
right.
a,
How did
that's
we not
another
get that?
thing. How did we not
You're
get
right.
this?
So
Well,
that's so it's not to discount you, just, but it's like it's kind of like that argument is mute because it's there. They just don't.
Well, they had said why we kind of didn't get that because
Why?
they were saving that. So the original plan before Paige was if Clone 2, as Danhausen calls her, did not clear, that the Kabuki Warriors were going to get
yeah,
thrown into
that
that
and we talked
match.
about that on previous Turnbuckle
Right.
talks.
So
Like all
that's
this
why
hung on
they
Nikki's
held it.
injury.
That's why they held it. So by the time they signed Saraya, I'm sure it was too late to,
Again,
you know,
no backup,
pivot.
no backup,
Hmm.
right? No way
Right.
to pivot, no
Right.
backup because somebody else that who shall forever remain nameless would have had a backup plan.
Yep. Because Nikki's injury was what,
Yeah.
2 weeks, 3 weeks ago? That's enough time to pivot.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyway, like I'm oh yeah, okay. Sorry, Billy.
No, you're good. You're good.
I don't know if I answered your question too, Billy, but my just my overall is that I could see Drew doing another WrestleMania in Saudi. I could see him doing it if they do it in Saudi twice. I could see them doing it if they
That fucking
decide
Saudi
to
commercial.
put it in Istanbul somewhere. I don't know. I could just see him doing WrestleMania for another couple of years. A lot of these guys, not so much. And I
Yeah.
Hmm.
think that what they need to focus on is what they have. Like tomorrow night will be a testament if they actually are ready to put the future over because there's a lot more future talent matches happening tomorrow than season. Like a lot of the season people were in tonight. I think only the freshest of them out of all the matches, I want to say was the women's tag and then Jacob, but everything else is kind of like we're pivoting towards the future. And who we have now tomorrow will be more of a testament because those matches more balanced of everybody who's not as seasoned in WrestleMania seasoning. If that makes any sense. But for him, yeah, I just see him having a little bit more time. So
And
I'm
Yeah.
and,
not
and
mad about the
tonight
title change so much.
tonight was
Wait, hold on.
more about the matches, like the in ring stuff, because the stories that have been told the best, really up to this WrestleMania build, are tomorrow, with the exception of Jade Rhea. Like if you flip Stephanie and Liv with Jade Rhea, all the matches tomorrow, like these are the ones we care about because this is the ones that had like the most time with the stories that we've told.
Go ahead, Billy.
Yeah, so I mean, ultimately, I don't think Drew McIntyre factors into the future of the WWE as far as a main eventer for WrestleMania. He'll be around, and he
Hmm.
may main event one more, maybe if he gets lucky. He's a talented performer, but what I think they need to do is stop messing around and just put over Femi over Brock Lesnar right now. I don't think they should be There should be like a long, drawn out story. This is what I heard from some of my people that are involved in
No,
professional wrestling. They like they
Jesus,
need to
don't
have
say it in here,
over.
please.
They
Don't
need to
speak it
have
into
over.
existence. No.
No, no. I mean, that's what they're saying. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Obafemi needs to win tomorrow. He needs to
Right.
crush. He needs
Yeah,
to
but
crush Brock Lesnar.
we don't want you to say it.
We're
So
not
you
even
can
gonna
speak
mention
it.
We
it.
already know the
We're not
history
Right.
of the
even gonna.
plot.
Exactly.
Forget I even alluded to it. All right.
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
We're, so and Trick Williams is another one that that's clearly right
That's
going to
right.
be the future of the company, right? So you look at those two, and I'm like, all right, those are the ones that they should be concentrating on. If Triple H is a horrible booker, you know,
It is. It
so
is.
I put a lot of this on his head, but also uh, he's walking on
You can't
eggshells.
blame somebody that doesn't have the keys to the city
That's the
if
thing.
the door is not opening.
He's walking on
Doesn't have the
eggshells.
keys to the city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree to a degree that he's walking on eggshells, and everybody has their hands in the jar, trying to figure out what they're
Hmm.
gonna do, and that's why some of these storylines just haven't ran their course. Cody Rhodes was gonna win. The match script was weird. I was texting Mimi during the course of it, and I was like, they're trying to turn the audience on him. They're
Mm-hmm.
trying to turn him heel, and it was going that way. But at the end, Randy Orton stood up as the heel. He attacked him with the belt and did all of that. So I was like, what are they trying to get at here? And yeah, we're getting another match for sure. CM Punk is losing tomorrow, and the main indicator of that should be that Cody Rhodes won tonight. There's gonna be a title change tomorrow in the main event. You know,
Have we
um,
ever had a double change? Have we ever had a double change in
not that I
a
can
main
remember.
event?
I'm not saying there hasn't
Okay.
Have
been.
we ever
I
had a
just can't
what?
remember it.
A
Like a
double
double
change, double belt
double
change.
change, probably, but
We
Night
had
one,
it.
night
We had it
two.
at 40.
uh,
Seth and Drew. Seth lost the title to Drew, and then Damian Priest cashed in, and then took the title off Drew. That was the whole CM
And
Punk.
then Roman lost.
Hmm.
Oh,
mhm.
Billy. Mm. Don't get my
No,
hopes up, Billy. You can't keep me getting my
I
hopes
think
up.
I think Roman Reigns is winning tonight. I mean tomorrow night.
I don't know.
I'm about 90% sure that it's gonna happen. Regardless of that, like I enjoyed the night.
Mm-hmm.
The Bellas were gonna win the tag team straps, right? That's what they were gonna do. That's why they came back for
Mm-hmm.
that moment at WrestleMania. Then Nikki got hurt, and they put in Paige, and that's it. It was lazy booking. They were like, Paige is here. Let's stick her in there and follow the same script. So that's what happened there. But ultimately it was an entertaining night. I thought it was going to be the pits, and it wasn't. So I was happy to see that. I'm optimistic about tomorrow. Let's hope it lives up to expectations. But overall, that's what I thought. I mean, I don't know if you have any questions, or if I made everything clear, but that's the way I was feeling about it. I enjoyed it, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm very much enjoying your show right now. This is very
I
cool to sit in here and listen.
appreciate.
We
So
appreciate
everybody,
you.
just a quick. I used to pod with Billy Ray.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
was. I used to pod with another group of guys way back. It was
Yeah.
2016.
I don't even remember.
I
I think
know
it was 2017.
Damn.
It could have been. Oh, no,
26.
Well,
no,
well,
no.
Paige was
It could
Yes,
wrestling
have been
again.
2015, 2016.
the page
We
was
were
wrestling. Yes, that's right.
down with OneWrestling.com
That's
at
right.
the time, and it's Bill Apter,
That's
who is like
that's right.
a legend in the
Yes,
game.
that's right.
He's he what was it, the photographer for Muhammad Ali at what is it, the Thriller in Manila. He did that. He was at Hogan Andre every WrestleMania. He's at WrestleMania right now. He's
Yeah.
responsible for the PWI 500. So we were working for him at the time, and Mimi got brought in, and we did. That's how we got cool.
Yep.
And then I went to work for Hami Media. Those are a bunch of independent professional wrestlers. Stevie Richards, probably the most notable out of.
Mm-hmm. Did we lose
So
you?
we
Okay.
we. I'm here. Can you hear me? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it went out, but you're
Yeah.
good. Mm-hmm.
Right. Stevie Richards is the most notable out of that group that you guys would know from ECW. And we worked there for a bit. But Mimi, did you ever come over to Hami Media? I don't remember.
No,
All right, cool.
no.
So that was just me. But that's how I know Mimi from way back. So I was happy to see that she was still doing her thing. Because I'm not so much anymore. But I love what you guys are doing. It's very cool. I,
I
I love
appreciate
everybody's
you
energy,
stopping by.
and it's entertaining as hell. So
That's
So
what we
thank you for
do.
having me.
That's what they thank you, Bills.
Yeah,
Meeks,
yeah.
come back. Why Meeks got her hand up? Like
I got my hand up because I'm polite and my mama taught me manners, nigga. Damn.
what?
Um,
After Meeks, we're gonna go slick. Go ahead.
yes, because this is very short. I just have breaking news for y'all coming from our Joshi Queen Mother Sierra. If
Yeah.
y'all want to see Oscar EO, you're gonna have to go on YouTube and look that shit up because it's not happening in WWE. Thank you.
Where's it happening?
God damn it, Sierra.
Wait, what?
Sierra advised that you're gonna have to go watch that old match because it's not you're not gonna get
Oh.
that Joshi
Oh
Uh,
my
classic in
God.
the
From
WWE.
Stardom, I was like, wait, are they beefing?
I
What's
know.
No,
You
you're
happening?
never
just not
talked
gonna get
about
that
Are they
Joshi
ba- are they
classic.
are
You're
they
not
doing
gonna
a
get that
baddies?
Oscar
Are they doing
EO.
baddies backstage? What's going on?
Not for
I was
real. Just not for
confused.
real.
ooh,
Not
Betty's
for real. We're not
backstage.
ready for it.
That could be
Oh
something.
shit. That's funny.
Baddies.
Baddies.
I mean, she already was, barking. I mean,
She'd be like,
telling her to come like a puppy
Heidi.
dog. So,
Heidi. Slick. Slick. Straight off from Disney.
Oh man, look, crazy, crazy, crazy 24 hours for me, man. I've been my feet hurt like a motherfucker, man. The motherfucking goddamn Magic Kingdom walking.
Listen, you got fast passes? Did you get fast passes?
Oh, we definitely we was lightning lane with it, lightning lane
Okay,
all
good,
over.
good, good.
And
Those fast passes come in clutch.
I'm
Yes.
a cast member, so it took a lot of
All
took a lot
right.
of yeah, that took a lot off the plate. So we
Nice.
we probably did it for less than if I didn't have a couple of discounts, but still that's still a hell of a vacation, bro. Like,
Nice.
oh
Yeah,
gosh,
Disney is
my feet
amazing.
hurt.
What's going on,
Yeah,
buddy?
man. So yo, look, I gotta say, I was I was scrolling down TikTok and I came across a post from Brian H. Waters. Shout out to Brian H. Waters, and he said something that stuck in my brain. He was like, "This is actually a really good card." Let me think about this. And I was looking at the card. I was like, you know what? This actually is a really good card. Like the card itself, I was like, it's pretty solid. Like, let me just try to actually enjoy the wrestling going into the show. And sure enough, man, like watching this show, and even honestly watching the last few weeks of television, the bits that I did catch, like, yo, the talent has been busting their ass to sell this show as much as possible
Mm-hmm.
and to make their feuds feel important. Like, look at like Liv and Stephanie. You know what I mean? That's a perfect example. Even Cody and Randy. I think that like the problem is this. One, there's way too much product on television. There's just too much fucking product. Bro, there's 2.5 hours of Monday Night Raw, 3 hours of SmackDown, 2 hours of NXT. Ain't nobody watching all that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
No, number one, ain't nobody watching all that. And number two, like it's just you can't tell compelling stories in 7 hours worth of TV every week. That's
Yeah,
just too much.
it's a lot.
And so, like, for all the things that people were saying, we as fans, we were probably all saying it because we were all feeling it because it's true. Like, the bill did not feel good, but like, we're honestly comparing this to a time when NXT was 1 hour. Raw was 2 hours. Maybe really once you take out the breaks, it's like an hour and a half,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like to times when there just wasn't as much product and they didn't feel the need to dilute every show so much, the Bills felt way more important. And when they kind of honored the roster split a little more. But my point is, it's not the talent's fault that these stories did not have a great build. Honestly, with Liv and Stephanie, I felt like they had some of the least TV time, but that really worked to their advantage because when they would see each other, they
Yeah,
all like,
yeah.
and that gave you all the feeling you needed for what the vibe was coming into the show. And like, listen, I honestly can't wait for the next season of Unreal because I can't wait to hear some of the behind the scenes stories that led up to the show. I
You believe
I
some of
could
that
be
stuff is
wrong.
real? You believe that stuff is not produced?
I I think that a lot of it is produced, and I think that a lot of it is I think a lot of it is like is real reactions. Like like so for example, right? I heard LA Knight mentioning how he's gonna make it a point to not stop by Gorilla anymore after matches because he saw like what he thought was a private moment getting broadcast and having to watch people react to it on social media and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of these people, like the Codys of the world who are, 2 feet in, face of the company type guys, he's like, hell yeah, that's what we're doing, whatever. All right, whatever. You know what I mean? I'll show up, I'll do whatever you need. And I'm sure that there are some people who uh who might get like produced a little bit, right? To the sense where the producer will say, "Hey, we really want to talk about this. Can you just say X?" And I'm sure, you know what I mean. And it's just they'll say whatever you need to lead into the footage they got. But I think just from what I've been hearing people say, like actual wrestlers, they feel they've been caught very off guard by how real Unreal actually is, and so just by watching it, right? Like I feel like I have a good sense of when I'm watching like reality TV, and I think there's definitely some of that, but I think there's a lot of it that just follows suit, right? Like everything we talked about, like with The Rock, right? Like everything The Rock said played out when we watched back Unreal, right? Like not to rehash this whole thing again,
Hmm.
but like he said, like, yo, like I just came in because they called me. I wanted to do XYZ. They are asking if I want to do more. I really just wanted to do this thing. And everybody was so mad at The Rock for that John Cena thing. And like everything exactly what he said is what you saw this conversation play out between him and Triple H. He's like, oh, what do you want to do? It's like, hey, well, let's just do it. It's really their thing. You know what I mean? And so to answer your question, yes, I do think that Unreal is pretty real. Again, I'm sure it's not 100% real, but I do feel like it's pretty real. And like look at like the fallout of like Chelsea Green when she saw that conversation they were having about her in the writers' room, right? And
Hmm.
all that fallout from all that stuff. So I can't wait till we come around to this WrestleMania season, and I want to see some of the stuff that I, the Cody Randy thing. I get the feeling that those plans have changed in the last week. I don't think they would bring in Pat McAfee, and I totally agree with you, Mimi. Like, Pat McAfee did a great job.
Hmm.
Like everybody was so upset about his involvement there and whatever, and like maybe they did get a little celebrity drunk going into the show,
Hmm.
but Pat McAfee served a very important and key role. Like when you step back from everything, regardless of the fact that people didn't like that he was the reveal of the voice that Randy Orton was on the phone with or whatever. Like once Pat McAfee was on TV, he clearly was there to serve the personification of the fans who don't like Cody Rhodes. And all the things he was saying is what they believe people say who don't like Cody Rhodes
Right.
and don't like the current product
Right.
and the Attitude Era was better and all that other stuff. So I was like, yo, this is actually very good. Like,
Yes.
again, he's there to be a wrestling heel.
That's
He's
right.
supposed to be annoying and he's supposed to make you want to see him
Loud.
get his ass kicked.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And like he served that role perfectly. Like that was the purpose of that character, and I thought he did perfectly at it. Now, when he came out and said the thing about, hey, if Randy Orton doesn't win, you'll never see me again. I was like, all right, well, I feel like that gives away that Randy Orton's definitely winning. But the way that it played out tonight, right? Like I felt like they were trying to do a lot of misdirection with like the things leaking about Randy having like back issues and then with them taking out McAfee at the beginning of the match and having him come back and then having Randy turn on him and then like even like throughout the match at the point where Cody wiped Randy's blood on his chest, both my kids said Cody's the bad guy now. I was like, oh, and I thought it was very interesting when children can see that that's what you're portraying. I'm like, all right, well, like, okay, this is what they're showing us, right? And so then towards the end of the match, the way it played out, Cody was doing some heelish things to get the win. And so it's like they're trying to play both sides of the fence. Like they're leaving the it's like they're trying to tell stories that can go in multiple directions. And I'm like, have some balls, pick a side. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
pick a side. Make your good guy your good guy. Make your bad guy, and just tell us the damn story.
Hmm.
Like, stop trying to keep it so wishy washy where you can just
Blurring the
change this.
lines.
at any right, exactly. Like I feel like they do things where they try to leave it so open ended. Like I fully believe that before, let's just say this week or maybe the last 2 weeks, that the plan was for Randy to win and for them to go on to like Backlash and do like a tag team match with Jelly Roll and Cody against Randy Orton and Pat McAfee. But it feels like with what they did tonight that they've shifted directions. Now that's why again I can't wait to see the next season of Unreal because I want to see if they give us any insight into have they made some sort of adjustment because of how heavy the backlash was about
Mm,
Pat McAfee getting
mhm,
involved?
mhm.
And listening to Cody Rhodes in like all of his interviews he was doing, he was just so like, listen, we know from the WrestleMania 40 build that Cody will play the politics when it's time to, right? Like he was supposed to hand off that spot to The Rock, but he did the puppy dog face and started up the movement and all like Cody's a professional. He knows what he was supposed to do in that segment, but he made it a point to tell his fans, this is not what I want, guys. So if you don't want to see your hero looking sad like
He
this,
does it all the
then you
time.
should
He
say
does it all
something.
the
Right?
time. All the time.
Exactly. And
We've
And I
seen
I
it
don't
for
felt
the
know
like he
why
last
was
two
doing
people, and
years.
I don't know how people don't see this. Like, oh my God,
It's
like
been
you're
going on for two
watching it. It's been
years.
going on for 2 years. He's not an
Like
underdog.
we have to hear about him struggle. We have to hear about his dad. We have to hear about his dad's Rolex. We have to hear about the butterfly wing belt. We have to hear about him and his territories. We have to hear about how he fucking hated Stardust. We've heard a lot.
and so
We've
I
heard a lot.
I
That's
I felt like in his interviews he was doing the past couple weeks, he's been he's been very much like focused on the go home pat and like all that stuff. I'm like, man, you are really trying to emphasize that you're trying to get it in the crowd's head that
Yes.
you don't want
It's
Pat here. And
propaganda. It's
I'm
propaganda.
like,
That's
he's
what
really
people do.
campaigning to get
Yes.
Pat McAfee out of here.
Yes.
And like I think that like this is and by the way, I listened to that promo that him and CM Punk did in the ring on Friday Night SmackDown, and I'm like, CM Punk is campaigning too.
Yes.
I think that a lot of these guys campaign and politic, and I think that a lot of them don't truly get the answer on who's going over until
The very
showtime.
last minute.
And I
Yes.
think that
Yes. Yes.
I think that they leave they're constantly trying to sway fan interest and manipulate the game
That's
in any
yes.
way they can
Yes.
with like all of these things. And I'm like, to me, I'm like, listen, the game is the game or whatever. But like to me, I'm just like, man, just play your fucking role. Like
Yeah.
whatever they're gonna because again, to me, it screws up the storytelling.
That's right.
Because for the past 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, like the vibe has been okay. Pat McAfee is going to be Randy Orton's goon. Randy's going to win the title, and and we're going to get Randy's title run with Pat McAfee. Randy RKO'd Pat McAfee just to tell us, okay, guys, whatever we're going to do next, just know Pat McAfee won't be involved. And I'm like to me, it just feels like
It's
this
not
feels
organic.
like
It's not organic. It's not.
you know what I mean? It feels like one of those things that has been changing on the fly. So that's one of those I didn't love it. One thing that I kind of felt like I knew all along was the outcome of the Liv Morgan Stephanie Vacquer match, but I thought Stephanie Vacquer fucking shined so good, man. Like I think Stephanie Vacquer basically knew from the get go that she was dropping the title in this situation,
Hmm.
but the animosity between the two felt so
Yeah.
real. And truth be told, we'll probably never really know, but it felt real. And they just did a great job, like really selling the animosity for somebody who feels like they worked their way up versus somebody who's just being handed this. And we all know, Liv Morgan has really, really worked her way up. But compared to Stephanie Vacquer's
She's been
rose,
handed it.
she has kind
Yep.
of,
She's been handed
she
it.
has kind
The
of gotten
fact that
fast
It ain't no
lane.
she,
damn kinda. It
that
ain't no
she,
damn
the
kinda. Don't
fact,
piss me off.
the fact that she won over Ronda Rousey, and I'm not even a Ronda fan.
Right.
Like
Right.
wrestling has to come to a point where there's got to be some sort of believability, and Liv
Right.
Morgan has never
Right.
been believable to me ever.
Right.
Okay,
She has though, and like, and listen, I've been saying this for a couple of years. Like, over the course of the last, let's just say 3 years, right? Liv Morgan is the most improved person in all of pro
yes,
wrestling. Like,
yes,
she's a great character, and like she can do enough in the ring. But like when you put her in the ring with Stephanie Vaquer, bro, a Chrysler 300 like a Phantom till a Phantom pull up next to it.
that's
Okay,
right,
There's levels to
like
it.
that's right.
There is
Stephanie
levels
My
to it.
Vaquer was
my brother
cooking.
my brother was looking at what did he say, Siendo? What did he say she looked like?
I'm having a brain fart. I'm sorry. You're talking
She
about.
looked like she looked like white trash.
Oh yeah, she likes trailer park trash.
God
That's
And
what
damn.
then
he
I said
said.
that
That's the words that came out of his mouth, and I
she's
was
from the
like,
hood part of Inglewood. She
"That's
looks
right.
like she's from the hood part of Inglewood,
That's
New
right.
Jersey.
That's
Oh
right."
shit.
Because there's a hood part of Inglewood, New Jersey.
Elmwood
He
Park.
definitely
Elmwood
said that.
Park. Yeah.
Elmwood Park, yeah, which is the hood.
Oh.
I don't care what anyone says. It's close to
Yes.
Patterson.
Yes.
So
I mean, she acts like it, but I mean, like, but well, look, I said a long time ago. Look, if Liv Morgan looked like Ember Moon, she'd have been out of WWE a long time ago. Like, I'm sorry, it is what it is.
no,
I,
it
I, I'm sorry.
that was
I'm
scratchy.
not dissing nobody. I'm just saying there's a reason she's gotten so many chances to develop, and to her credit, she
But
has
it
developed.
doesn't. But that thing with that whole performance, that would have been great in Hollywood. Why are we getting it now? We don't need. We don't. If you could have given me Diary of a Showgirl, I would have made more sense than that. It doesn't make me take Liv seriously at all, and
Never.
not enough for her to win. Because now her win makes me look like okay. So you
She's
gave it to her because
favored.
she
She's
won the
favored.
Royal Rumble.
She's favored.
Okay.
She's
Now it
Well,
just
favored.
looks
right,
like
exactly. She's
okay.
favored, and like at the end of the day, all the things that we're talking about are the things that make her a good heel. You know what I mean? Those are the things that make her.
Debatable.
Those are part of the things that
Right.
make her a good heel. And
Debatable.
so, like, so
That's
I believe heels are more important to wrestling than baby faces because heels make good baby faces. So like with Liv Morgan as the champion, you just want to see her get her comeuppance, no matter if it's from Raquel, who she's screwed over so many times, or like Roxanne Perez, who wormed her way into the Judgment Day the same way that Liv did, and you feel like eventually she's gonna overtake her. So like I get it, I get it. I just kind of I hate that like Stephanie Vaquer is so amazingly good, and like I hate seeing better people have to put over worse people. Like
that
I just hate
is.
that. It is what it is.
I know
You
DDM
know
is
what I
in
mean?
here.
Like,
That's
Ooh.
what.
and,
That's
Listen,
why how I feel about
Not
it.
every
Ooh.
That's
match that
exactly
Liv has
how I
ever
feel
listen,
about
wrestled
it.
in.
Because Stephanie
listen.
walks out like a hardworking
Oh
person,
my
and Liv does not. She
Ooh.
does not.
God. Listen,
She walks out. She says she's a hardworking person, and the proof
listen,
is there. But today, tonight, no.
listen.
And
Oof.
oh,
DDM is in
Oof.
here, and
That took
DDM
me
and
back to
I listen.
2017.
DDM is in here, and
hi.
when we found
Good y'all.
out,
What's going on?
when we found out our girl Bianca was pregnant, what did I say,
and
Siendo? Oh my God, we gonna
We
have
got
to
to deal with
deal with
Jade
this
for another
lady
year.
for another
Yeah,
year.
yeah, we're
oh
gonna have to
shit.
be stuck with Jade Cargill. It is what it is. Bianca Belair is very special.
Yes,
But I do want to say this, and it's gonna sound strange coming from me. I like Liv Morgan. I think that Liv Morgan is WWE's Harley Quinn. I love the way that she acts. I think that she commits to her parts. Is she the best wrestler? No. But Olivia consistently puts in the work to be better. Olivia's job is
yes,
not to
I
be
will say that.
Stephanie Vaquer. Olivia's job is not to be Jordan Grace. Olivia's job is to be the girl that consistently gets under your skin. And at that, she is phenomenal. I think that I did not like the finish of the match. I thought it was anticlimactic, especially for where it was going. I think Stephanie looked amazing. The flower drop just sent me. I started screaming like a faggot. I turned into a whole faggot in
That shit was
Jimmy's. I
fire.
was
That
like,
shit was
bitch,
fire.
this is giving. This is giving what it needs to give. Okay. Um, Live occupies a space that is very marketable. And I remember Liv lost a lot yeah, she eventually beat Ronda Rousey, but people forget she lost a lot.
Yep.
Rightfully
And
so.
and so she started in WWE at a very early time. And I feel like there's this thing, and Fam says this, and sometimes I hate when he says it, but it's absolutely true. There's no such thing as deserving in wrestling, and wrestling is show business. And the reality is, who's moving merch? Who has star quality? Now, the reason why I respect Olivia is if Olivia was just sitting on her laurels and not actively working to be a great wrestler, I would be annoyed. But the fact that Olivia actually works at her
Yeah.
craft, that is why
Yes.
I can't never be mad at her
Yes.
because she's playing the role that she is assigned to play.
That's right.
She is the Harley Quinn. She is the poor white trash girl that's hot in high school. That's her character.
Mm-hmm.
And so for her character,
I hate it.
she does a phenomenal job.
Mm-hmm. I guess.
Now we know Stephanie was losing, and Stephanie should have lost. Why? Because that reign wasn't great. Is that her fault? No. But we got to think about this too. Stephanie's reign wasn't set up in a successful way anyway because they had to pivot from Naomi being pregnant. So
Yep.
she didn't get the chance to win that title, quote unquote, the right way. She won it in a tournament that they threw together, and it was like, here, girl, here's the title.
Yeah.
And even when she got the title, she sprained her ankle. She was out for a little bit too.
Exactly. So when you think about that, I think her dropping the title was appropriate. I think that she can continue to build because they made her look phenomenal. So she didn't take a L in her presentation at all.
Mm-mm.
In fact, tonight she delivered some of her best wrestling that I've seen in a while from Stephanie.
Yeah.
I think what happens now, the Jim and Liv Morgan winning, is now we get to start this story with Raquel and Roxy, two women who are better than Liv athletically and wrestling wise, but have not had the story told to get to a Mania card, to get to a pay per view card. Now we can start writing that story with these two ladies
Mm-hmm.
and they can get their just due. So when we look at it, Liv Morgan, and I can't believe I'm saying this because I wouldn't have said it years ago, actually was the right call in so many ways. And I think that
Absolutely.
from a storytelling perspective, from a illuminating other talent perspective, Liv Morgan has that chip now. Because think about it, Liv Morgan made Rhea Ripley a damn face again.
Yep.
When Liv Morgan came
100%, man.
back, people felt sorry for Rhea Ripley after she took Dom. Liv Morgan has a quality, and I can't believe I'm glazing on Liv Morgan right now. But Liv Morgan
Mhm.
has a quality where she can shift things for other people. And it's top talent that can't do that.
Mm.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. That's a hell of a breakdown, man. 100%. I'm a big fan of Liv Morgan. And I think you laid out her best qualities, and why she is in the position that she's in. I didn't know how to raise my hand. That's
It's
why I
fine.
just jumped
It's
in. This
fine.
is the
It's fine. It's fine.
first time I've ever
Mm-hmm.
done a spaces. I had to step out for a second because I had to pay my credit card, but I'm back, and I wanted to I
You
want
better pay
I
them
want
bills.
to I want to interject something and bring something a little bit back. I hope you guys don't mind,
It's
but you
okay.
guys were talking about Cody. The Cody hate is real, and I get it. I understand it. But I do want to say, I forget who said it. Somebody was talking about how Cody Rhodes didn't want to give up his spot, and he got the crowd and he started whining and pouting.
Slick.
So
Mm-hmm.
I, I had a big. I remember going nuclear on a show about this whole deal when I saw The Rock interject himself into this. And I was a huge Rocky fan. I love The Rock. I don't love him so much anymore. But when he interjected himself into the situation with Cody, it changed everything, and it changed the obvious storylines that were already laid out. Right. So Cody Rhodes had won the Royal Rumble. The entire storyline for what is it, closing the story or ending the story, was to win the title that his dad didn't win, right? And I can see how people are tired of it now, and why he should turn into a heel. But at the moment, That was the hottest story in professional wrestling because he was the underdog and people related to the story. It was that story and the what is it, the tribal chief story also, where those were hot. Like it was peak pro wrestling in the last 10 years.
Mhm.
What was going on? So he won the Royal Rumble. He was supposed to wrestle Roman Reigns for the world title. He wasn't supposed to pick Seth Rollins, from what I understand. CM Punk was supposed to wrestle Seth Rollins. They were building that story where CM Punk was going to main event with Seth Rollins because they legit don't like each other, right? If we're going to believe the storyline, they were building that as soon as CM Punk returned at the Survivor Series. They started hinting at that, at the possibility of them headlining night one, and it was going to be Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns at night two, right? So The Rock got involved, and he says, "Who wants to see um the tribal chief?" Or I forget exactly what he said on Raw, but he was like, "Who wants to see me versus the tribal chief?" And he just threw it out there. So at this
Mhm.
point, everything got thrown into in limbo, right? They were like, "Well, Cody Rhodes just won the Royal Rumble. What are we gonna do with Cody Rhodes?" And they had Cody Rhodes walk out on Raw, and he agreed to give up his spot, which made no sense to The Rock. And he's like, I had a conversation with this guy, The Rock said, and he gets it. And now we're gonna move on and do this match. Because The Rock is a very arrogant guy. And he's like, you know what? It's gonna be nobody's gonna care about Cody Rhodes. Nobody's gonna care about that story. They're gonna want The Rock versus Roman. They're gonna want the tribal chief, the battle for the real tribal chief. And a lot of people really wanted that. I just don't think that was the right time for it. But The Rock interjected himself into the storyline, throwing everything off. And
So
then
mhm.
CM Punk, I'm sorry, I'm almost done. And then
Mhm.
CM Punk got hurt, right? So when CM Punk got hurt, that changed the dynamics of the world title match. But it was supposed to be CM Punk. At least that's what was reported. It was supposed to be, and that's what the storyline was hinting at when I was watching. It was supposed to be CM Punk. So where would that leave Cody Rhodes if it was supposed to be CM Punk versus Seth Rollins after Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble? Where would it have left him? And that was a big gap in the storyline, and that was my biggest issue with it. I was like, they expect us to just go along with this. Like it's what they and the Roy. Another thing I want to say before I give up the mic
Mhm.
is that Royal Rumble is probably my favorite thing in professional wrestling. So I take it way more seriously than I should. So you win the Royal Rumble, you either win the world title or you're main eventing WrestleMania. And the night one isn't the main event; it's night two.
Right.
That's the real main event of WrestleMania. That's why it's Roman Reigns and CM Punk.
Who we lose you?
Did we lose him?
I think we lost you. Billy.
Damn, Elon put Billy
Yeah,
on a
Billy.
time
Yeah,
like
Right.
yo
Billy was
time
dropping
limit.
bombs. I don't know. I was
Really. But
Ti-
invested.
listen, my whole thing with that particular main event, and I'm not gonna get on the soapbox, but my issue with that main event was Cody Rhodes did not need to win the Rumble 2 years in a row. That is my thing. He did not need to. They did not need to do that at all. He did not need to
Mm.
win the first Royal Rumble at number 30. It just everything about him just feels completely manufactured, and that whole I just could not buy into any of those stories because it just didn't feel authentic to me.
Let me
That's
ask you
true.
this,
A
Mimi.
lot of people hate Cody Rhodes. He's a natural heel. And he walks out in these suits and
I
all
don't
this other
even
stuff.
think, but I don't think
Mm.
even as a heel, he would even move me as a character.
Oh,
Wow.
Mimi.
No.
Now, Mimi, let me ask you
Wow,
this.
Mimi,
Mm.
Oh
really?
Sorry
God.
to interject. Let me ask you this, Mimi.
Yes.
One thing Cody is going to give you,
Hmm.
okay? He's
Hmm.
going to give you an entrance at WrestleMania. Every entrance he's had at WrestleMania has eight.
I
That
never
gold,
doubted that. Never
that
doubted
that
that.
that gold helmet coming up, like, come on now,
Yes.
Mimi. Now,
It doesn't
now
make. It could
you
be nice.
saying
I don't have to like you.
yeah, but you saying as a heel, Mimi, that
No.
Cody Rhodes wouldn't work for you?
No. No,
Oh my God.
no.
Oh dear.
Mimi feels about Cody Rhodes how I feel about Liv.
Yeah.
Oh
But I
dear.
don't hate Liv. She just does absolutely nothing for me. Like there's just
And that's
it is
fair.
what it is. She just it's barely legal porn. That's all she is to me. And I
Oh,
love that for her.
Jesus.
And I love that for her.
Jesus.
And I know you
Damn,
would
she said
appeal to.
OnlyFans without the link.
Well, and
Right.
I know
Yeah,
who
she
it
said it's a
appeals to,
finsta.
and it's supposed to, and
It's
it
a
works for the
finsta, not an
people.
insta.
That's
It
It's like
works for the people
Liv
that it
Morgan's
appeals
giving
to.
fans
It's just
lead.
not for me. So it is what it is.
Travel,
What you want,
travel.
fam? Why you in here, fam? What you need? How can we help you?
Y'all ever heard of Mr. Perfect?
Oh my God. Why?
Seven and no, nigga. That's all I got, man. Y'all have a good evening,
Oh,
man.
him and Matt be coming in here just be dropping stuff or whatever. Yeah, no.
Did y'all
Mm.
talk about Gunther and Seth?
Yep.
Child,
We did
yeah,
talk
we
about Gunther
did.
and
But
Seth, but
I
we
would
didn't
love to
really
hear
get
your
into it.
thoughts.
Yes, yes.
What's on?
I just want to say for me personally, those two gentlemen, first off, Seth Rollins
Oh my God.
to me
I thought
is
of you. I
the
thought of
kiss
you.
when it came out with the robe. And then they did the close up of the eyes. I
Mm.
said, baby, nobody, when it comes to turning a look
Baby, he gonna
Yes.
give you a
in the
look.
male arena,
He gonna give
okay?
you
Yes.
one every time.
Yes.
It's Seth and everybody else.
Yes.
Okay? It's Seth and then it's everybody else. And I want to give kudos to these two gentlemen because they gave you this is how you know they top tier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
No story, no build,
No.
no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Just ass
And they
whooping.
woke the rum up.
They
Just
did.
ass
They
whooping.
did shake the room. They were
They
did.
did.
They did. They had everybody on their
100%.
feet after that
Again,
drag.
Yep.
They had people
Yep.
on their
absolutely.
feet.
No
I
Yeah.
nothing.
love they came in with the Braun Breaker interference for that because like yo one thing dog like I hate that they keep using Seth Rollins to put motherfuckers over dog.
I
Like
can't stand it. I can't
bro
stand it.
like
I can't
you know what I
stand
mean
it.
like now we were supposed to get this main event was supposed to be Seth Rollins
Whew.
versus Roman Reigns. That's where this was supposed to end up. And I think it's supposed to be Seth with the title defending against Roman Reigns. And like again, they gotta shift shit because people get hurt and like whatever, and it is what it is. But like I just like I said, I feel like man, like they just always fucking use Seth. Oh, we got Cody
I
Rhodes
hate
coming in.
it.
We need him to beat somebody fucking 3 times in a row.
I
Like
hate
come
it.
on,
I
man.
hate it.
Like yo,
I
Steph's at
hate
that
it.
stage of his career,
That's part of
like
the
where
hate.
Randy Orton was about like 10 years ago when Seth was first coming up. Like he's
Mm-hmm.
that dude who's a main eventer, but he's a main eventer who they'll use to get an up and comer over. And
A main
I hate
event
that for him.
eater. A main
You
event
know what I mean? Like
eater.
He's
I
I
hate
he's the
it.
Sasha Banks in the men's division when
oh
Sasha
Okay.
was at
damn it.
WWE.
You're
That's the
right.
space
I
that
hate
he
that.
Oh.
occupies.
That might be
They know he's
accurate.
they know he's going to give you a good match. They know he's going to make it look good. And even with him and Gunther, like you saw two people who were worthy of each other tonight.
Yeah.
They didn't
Yeah,
have
they
to
cooked
they
because
didn't
they came
have
out
to
and had a
dumb
brawl.
themselves down
Mm-hmm.
for their
Yeah.
opponent. Like some of them bumps, I was like, oh, they bumping for real. Like, where's
Mm-hmm.
the coke? It's giving bump, okay? Like it was, it was
Mm-hmm.
like but Gunther did make an error because he didn't move that stuff off the table, and Seth back hit the monitors and stuff,
mm.
and I
Mm.
know that hurt, but they kept it going. Like there was some really good selling tonight
Yes.
from our veterans. And I think
Yes.
tonight for the complaint it being, we have too many old people and the whole card is older. I'm sorry, but when you look at Randall's
Oh,
match, when you
Ranzel
when
was
you selling,
selling.
okay? When you look at Seth and Gunther, it's a reason why they keeping them people at the top. Because some of them other matches, while the bodies are in better condition and they're doing these athletic things, I can
They didn't
watch you
sell.
waiting for every move.
Yeah.
When I
Right.
watch Randy and Cody and I watch Seth and Gunther, it felt like fights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It
hell
didn't
yeah.
feel like a dance.
Mhm.
That Seth and Gunther match, that was a fight, honey. That wasn't me waiting for, oh, I'm on my knees. Hit me with the chair
Mhm.
in the back. Like it
Mhm.
was, it was that is great pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I think, and I've
Definitely.
said this, I feel like Randy Orton is the last of his kind. Like he's when he goes, I feel like we might not get that kind of wrestling anymore. It just feels
Yeah,
like
I
everybody
agree.
wrestles differently. It just you have to wrestle differently, and he's the last one, like the last of the Mohicans. Like that's who he is.
That's a great
And
point.
I
Because
don't
Randy
I
can
don't
do
disagree
all the
with you
shit.
at all.
Like,
yeah,
if Randy Orton wanted to, he could be doing fucking moonsaults and shit. But because
yeah.
he's just that good of an athlete. But you're
Mhm.
right though. Like grab a body part, kid, work a hold. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he still do the shit.
Yeah. Yep.
And I
Yep.
think there's like you're right though. Like there's just this value in like taking your time to like get the shit. One thing
Mhm.
I want to say: did anybody
Methodically.
else notice that I found this shit hilarious? That Gunther and Seth did like 3 or 4 moves on the table and they didn't break, and then Jelly Roll did one elbow drop, and that shit flew to pieces.
Well, them jelly rolls were rolling. That's why.
Jelly roller rolling. They Adam. We're gonna take Adam and then we're gonna lock it down because Mama need to go to sleep.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes. Hi, Adam.
Hi, thank you. Just real quick on the Seth Rollins thing. He's been given the ball before as the lead guy,
Mm-hmm.
and to preference, Gunther and Seth are my two favorites in the company right now,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
as veterans, I guess, because Old Trick are next up. But Seth's been given the
Mm-hmm.
ball by who shall not be named, and it didn't really work out as the top dude. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's pretty obvious that he was supposed to have the ball this go around, but the way that Seth wrestles, he just gets hurt quite often,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
it seems
Mm-hmm.
like every
Mm-hmm.
9 to 12 months, he gets hurt and he comes back to a huge pop. I do want to say
Mm-hmm.
though that Seth and Gunther, in the limited story that they were given, just
Mm-hmm.
absolutely knocked it out of the park. That was the best match of
Mm-hmm.
the night.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Funky show for the rest of the time. But oh my gosh, Seth and Gunther, and I think Seth's placement there as just getting guys over. I think that's kind of what he wants to do because he could wrestle a broomstick and it would be amazing. So
Mm-hmm. Every time he landed, every time he did a flip, every time he came off the top rope, I was like, "Oh my god, please just stop!" I was really wanting him to stop it. Stop
Me,
it.
me, we got the same mind because every time we landed, I was like, oh no, you know your ankle's weak, niece. Like,
Right. Right. Like,
Damn.
please, we just got you back. Knock it off. Stop it. But
I texted Mimi during
yes.
that match, and I mean I love Gunther also, and that's another waste of a storyline with what they've been doing to him, and then there was
Oh.
no build for this match whatsoever. They just threw this together. But I wanna say that I think Seth Rollins is the primary reason that this match was as great as it was. Not taking anything away from Gunther, but
Mm-hmm.
Seth was exceptional tonight. It's like good. I mean, he always is. He always
Mm-hmm.
is. Like
Mm-hmm.
my fantasy match is him versus Will Ospreay. I would love to see it.
I think a lot
But
of people would like to see
Ooh.
that.
yeah, yeah. But stuff.
Oh, Billy!
Right, it's right when he's cooking,
When he's
man.
about to drop a
It's
gem.
like he's
We
cooking,
need
and
a
Elon's
sponsor
like,
getting.
nope.
We need a sponsor and Billy getting a better signal
Did
because I'm
you did
annoyed.
you
Every
say you
time we get
paid
to
the
a
credit
point,
card, Billy?
God damn.
come on
Yo,
now.
it's not. It's
Billy
not
got
my
Drew
signal.
McIntyre's Wi-Fi.
It's, it's not my. It's not my signal. It's literally. I don't know what I'm doing. Like it's gonna sound crazy, but I don't. I've never been on the Spaces before. Like I stream on X, but I've never been on the Spaces. So I'm on my phone,
Uh,
and then my phone literally goes to black because it's like it can't be on.
it times
So when
out.
it does that, it cuts me out. Right? Exactly. It times out, and I don't know how to get it not
You
to
must
time
be on
out.
a.
It'll just
Are
do it.
you on an Android? You must be on an Android.
Nah, I'm on. I only use
Well,
Apple.
damn.
Apple everything. I don't know.
Catching
Watch your
strays
Look
out
goddamn
here.
mouth,
at look
Mimi.
at fam. Look at
Watch
fam
your
coming
Well,
goddamn
in.
mouth.
damn. Mimi turning heel on the other half of the phone users.
I'm technologically impaired. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm sorry. Go
It's
ahead.
okay. It's okay. Um, listen, it's 11:51. we
Yeah,
had
but
again, just to recap, I looked at the time, it was 8:45, and I was like, wait, how many more matches? Like it felt like it was skating, but I think they left the good ones for us to kind of like savor. We all seem to have the same sentiment. Shout out to Bianca Belair. I'm genuinely happy for her. I'm genuinely happy for her, but I'm I'm just bracing myself
I'm only
for the next
laughing
couple of
because I
months.
literally said the same thing in our group chat. Siendo can back me up on this. I was like, personally, I'm really happy for her, but wrestling fan me, that means she's gone for at least another 9 months.
Yeah, this is
yeah,
gone,
show.
and we just gonna have to deal what we gonna have to deal, and we gonna have to see what's about to happen. Now tomorrow is a star-studded card. I really hope that we get star-studded activities. I hope it doesn't rush. I really hope. I've been really wanting a late WrestleMania, and we've not gotten that for a very long time. I feel like we've gotten these timed, like very much on schedule. And I kind of miss those 6-hour WrestleManias. I have to be honest. Like I loved it when it ended at 11:30 because it was a good show. And we were up, like we were just up that whole time and just having a good time on the timeline and watching wrestling. So anyway, listen, Randall's didn't get it at 15. He might get it at SummerSlam. He might get it at Backlash. Who knows? I hope these I haven't seen these things about his back. I'm hoping that it's a lie. I'm hoping that, he was just really selling it tonight. And we get more out of this story because I'm sure we can squeeze a little bit more. I'm interested to see if, although Braun Breaker is not booked for me, he can't. He was a little dormant for a little bit. Maybe he comes back a little bit different. I don't know. We'll see. Um, as Meek said, just take out the cataracts and let's just get to the next. Let's get some glasses. Let's do something because this vision thing, it ain't it. The vision thing ain't it.
So you
Make it
can't
up
see the
flashlight.
vision, pun
You
intended.
can't see the vision, literally. What else? Liv is gonna give us what she's gonna give us. I think DDM is right. The story it has set up for the next. Um, what else?
She's gonna give us trouble, like she said in her song 40 different times.
All right,
Jesus.
You
all
were
right.
talking about tired and
Wrap that
exhausted.
up.
Rebecca is also your IC champion.
Oh
People
yes,
feel
I
tired and
can't believe that I'm
exhausted.
saying that. I'm kind of glad about that. So let's see if she continues to give us what she continues to entertain on this same level because I kind of like it. I don't want to see anything else, AJ Lee. I'll be honest with you.
It's a thank you. It's a thank you, AJ,
Okay,
from here.
perfect.
And that's what it is.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So whoever's next, let's hope that it's a little bit better than what this was. Paige, um it tugged on my heartstrings. It did. But after hearing what you guys said, I think you're right. Like I think um I don't know where this goes, especially with these two. I don't know if Paige has wrestled like she used to wrestle before. Um and these titles they need to be sustainable. Like I don't know. Now I don't know. See
Hmm.
how the moment goes? See, you get the moment and then it shifts really quickly after a
Hmm.
while, after you let it settle a little bit. So I don't know. Anyway, tomorrow, after the main show, after the last match, after our tribal chief wins and sends that man packing, we will be back on the spaces, whatever time that is. I think 10 o'clock. I think
If
it's 10
if
o'clock,
if
right?
if
You know, he got to
tonight
go on
was a
vacation.
precursor, then 10 o'clock is probably gonna be right around it.
Okay. What you say,
You know, he
DDM?
got he got to go on vacation with April because April lost, so they get ready to go out. They going to the Bahamas.
Okay, good.
I mean,
Please.
Okay. She could also be writing another book because I know she mentioned comic books in her. She going back to doing her production girl thing. This was cute. It was I want to do go out my way. Like Limp Bizkit says, my way or the highway. It was done. Now she can go back to making movies and writing comic books and Phil gonna do what Phil gonna do and find something else to do. But that's that.
Wait a
So I
second.
think that's where that is.
Sienna, did you leave? Did you leave?
No, I'm
Oh,
here. Yeah, I had to, girl. They talk about I can't be parked here past a certain
oh,
time.
because I'm like, wait, I don't
I
hear
had to
her.
go.
She left the apartment. Okay.
I
Um,
had to because
Jersey gonna Jersey.
it's
Jersey going
Jersey going
Jersey.
Jersey.
Well, again, the last match will be right back here, talking a whole bunch of mess.
Hmm.
It'll be a celebration. It will be a celebration because my tribal chief is coming back. He's
It's
gonna
either
be
gonna be
back on the
it's
screen. I'm predicting
Okay,
it. He's gonna win the title and he's gonna be back on the screen maybe twice a month and a pay-per-view. That's what's gonna be my
girl.
prediction.
it's either
That's
gonna
my
be a
prediction.
celebration or a tribal dragging. One of the two is going to ensue tomorrow, and
Oh no, he talked about Daddy. It's gonna be a drag down, beat down to the end of the time. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
blood. I
This
want
is
to
the
see
You're
World
gonna get it
blood.
Heavyweight
back in
Championship
blood.
goodbye. Because after tomorrow night, we ain't gonna see it for a month,
No,
maybe three.
no, that's not true. He coming back. I'm a. I've never felt like he was coming back. I feel like the content that we be getting, especially that last piece of content that we got last night from the
hey, spitters or
When
quitters.
he was
That's that
posted up,
content.
when he spit it out in that $2,000 a night Lexar room
don't
with spoon
care,
ringside.
don't care. My
He
tribal
he was
chief
showing thigh
is
meat and
giving
spitting.
it.
Of course, knew
Yes,
it was in a
yes,
He
different
was he.
level.
yes,
Somebody
yes.
said he was being a
He
whore.
was
I'm
being a
sorry,
slut,
but wait,
and I
you know
loved
damn
it. I
well.
loved the
He was being a male
sluttiness.
thought, but the girls need some content too.
I needed the
He
hotness. I
do.
needed the
He do.
sluttiness. Anyway, meet us back here tomorrow night after the show. And thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Nigga mania.